Blake Walker. We have a packed show on tap for you this evening before we get you to our big game of the week here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We have rankings, we have highlights, we have coach interviews, and much, much more. Make sure to stay tuned. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network CISN Football Pregame Show, Week 5 edition, brought to you by Iowa Corn. Let's jump straight into the highlights. Long breakaway touchdown, 59 yards. Nice cutback there. Johnson scores. Waukee Northwest takes the early 7-0 lead. Shout out to the cameraman. Has to grab his camera so they don't step on it. Very nice. Later in the ball game, Will Nuss rolls out to his right, gets intercepted by Owen Klunder. Klunder, they say he stepped out of bounds, so he didn't get to go that far, but a big interception nonetheless. How about this? Handoff. No. Sam Johnson keeps it, runs to the corner. Touchdown number 2 on the night to give Waukee Northwest a 14-0 lead. How about those strobe lights over there at Waukee Northwest Stadium? Carson Hansen, how about this field goal? It's going to bounce off the top right, upright, and doinked off. Field goal no good. Take a look at the celebration from Waukee Northwest team. This is late in the second quarter. A stop by the Waukee Northwest defense. Logan Stotts, big stop with 5 seconds left to go in the first half. Waukee Northwest is feeling it. We move to the fourth quarter, still 14-0. Johnson rolls out to his left, fires downfield, caught by Grant Carter. One of just 3 catches all night long, completions by Sam Johnson in the passing game. Running game, though, was all that mattered. Johnson, quarterback keeper, runs it up the middle, dives and scores. Touchdown, Waukee Northwest. Waukee Northwest with more strobe lights. They went on to win 21-7. The Wolves get their first win of the season behind Sam Johnson.
Nice. All right.
Rolling out, fires short. This is caught by Nick Severson. Severson almost gets to the end zone, just outside of it. Easton Miller on a very next play. Going to push this one in and score. Centennial takes an early 7-0 lead early in the second quarter. Later in the second, Elijah Porter, nice cutback, trucks over a man for the second straight week and scores. Centennial leads 14-0 early. Second quarter later, 1 minute to go in the second. Trenton Smith fires short to Nick Severson. And once again, how about the moves? Nice stiff arm to the outside. Another nice stiff arm just out inside the 5-yard line down to the 2. Centennial would score after that. How about Cedar Falls' Drake Gelhaus? Was a workhorse. How about this long run up the middle, gets chased down just inside the 40, down inside the 35. Gelhaus off to a good start there, trying to get Cedar Falls back in the game. Couple plays later, they go back to Gelhaus. Nice pitch, nice blocking, and great speed by number 29 to reach the edge and score. Cedar Falls gets it within 14, 21-7. Tate Hermanson. How about this pump fake? Going deep, trying to get it within 7. Oh, almost could get there. Joe Talmadge, huge interception to stop a great drive by Cedar Falls. Big pick by the Centennial defense. Then later, it's another run. Elijah Porter bouncing off defenders, trucking his way into the end zone, and that would seal it. Centennial, big win at home. They moved to 2-2 on the season, 28-14 over Cedar Falls. Yeah. Good win against Ankeny, 17-10. And on the very first play, the opening kickoff, how about Rashad Davis? Long kick return, gets it inside the 20. Heck of a return by Rashad Davis. CJ Phillip, his running back teammate, gets the handoff here, bounces off a couple defenders, and runs to the end zone. Dowling takes an early 7-0 lead, not even 2 minutes into the ball game. Great start for Dowling Catholic. How about later? This is Rashad Davis. Couldn't get the touchdown on the kick return. He'll make a couple guys miss. Nice juke move. Scores it with 1:38 to go in the first quarter. Dowling takes a 14-0 lead. Later in the second quarter, how about Smolik? Long throw. Beautiful throw to Bo Gamble right in the breadbasket. Nice throw by the Penn State commit. Jackson Smolik. Dowling takes a 21-0 lead. Late in the fourth quarter, Dowling on top 27-0. This is the backup running back, Jack Moore. Plays linebacker. You can tell. How about this push up front by Jack Moore? Scores it. 34-0. Dowling Catholic defeats Iowa City High. The Maroons move to 3-1 on the season.
Very good, very nice.
Top 10 rankings, courtesy of the Des Moines Register. Let's go right to those now. It is a common team that we've seen in the top 5, but now a new team in the top 1 position, I should say. Pleasant Valley, number 1 in the state. A really nice option offense out there on the eastern side of Iowa. Pleasant Valley now number 1 in Class 5A. Dowling Catholic moves to number 2 in the rankings after the big win over Iowa City High. Ankeny upset Southeast Polk. They jump to number 3. Southeast Polk drops to number 4 after being ranked number 1. Cedar Rapids Kennedy sneaks into the number 5 position. Always a tough team. Should be interesting to see how they can handle themselves out east. Sioux City East jumps to number 6. A very good quarterback play by Ritchie and company has gotten the Raiders, Black Raiders, out to number 6. They get a tough opponent in Ankeny Centennial this week. Iowa City West jumps to number 7. The Trojans off to a hot start this season. They get a tough game with Iowa City High for the Battle of the Boot. Urbandale in number 8 spot. Cedar Rapids Prairie, another Cedar Rapids team, comes in at 9th. They get a tough spot with Southeast Polk in a couple weeks. And Ankeny Centennial at 2-2. The best 2-2 team in the state of Iowa jumps into number 10 with their win over Cedar Falls. They will take on Sioux City East this week for their homecoming. Those are your top 10 rankings. We will be back for coach interviews and much more. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show Week 5 edition, brought to you by Iowa Corn.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel.
Interviews coming up here for tonight's big game. We talked to both coaches of tonight's big game on whichever channel you're watching. We're going to send you to those interviews right now.
All right. And 3, 2.
Back here on the pregame show, Mike Winklepleck is the head coach at Sioux City East. Coach, it's finally starting to feel like fall. You got football weather finally. None of this. You have to worry about the guys cramping tonight.
Yeah, welcome to Iowa, right? I think it was Tuesday it was 101, and yesterday it was 60. So it's kind of nice when it gets a little bit cooler. Then it really starts to feel like that season's in check here.
Your squad, impressive statistics. What's impressive about them to you?
Just their work ethic. I mean, since I got the job in April, they've been all in. Anything and everything that's been asked of them. Going to do weights in the morning, to on the field football activities, stuff like that. They just enjoy being around each other and enjoy coming to practice.
Let's start on the offensive side. Richie's a good quarterback, again, stat-wise, but you like more than just that about him. What is it that you like?
It's the intangibles. It's his leadership on and off the field, and it's him commanding the playbook, knowing what's going on, knowing where his outlet receivers are. He's able to step up in the pocket. He keeps his eyes downfield. He just has great leadership and does a nice job.
And that's important at that position. What is the off season like? I mean, you mentioned you start in April. How has that off season gone where you've relied on certain guys? Who did you rely on, and has it paid off?
Yeah, I mean, we have a heavy senior lineup this year, so we have guys that have been around the program for a while, and it was just buying in and continue to buy in and doing the right things in the weight room. I mean, we're fortunate enough that our administration, they set up a class, which is our total well-being class, so the kids get a lift throughout the school day. So we don't have to do that after practice or before practice. So it was just challenging those guys to what you're going to put in it during those classes is what you're going to get out. And let's see if we can't make some growth. And then they continue to do that in the summer with our speed and agility and our lifting program. So it's been a great ride so far.
Talk about your skill position players, running backs.
Yeah, we kind of have a couple guys that have been filling in that role. We got Brady Wabernick, we got Brecken Sashow, we got Rob Emerson. So I mean, each back brings a little bit different thing to the table, and we're fortunate enough this year that we're platooning, so we don't have many guys playing both ways. So we're staying fresh on both sides of the football. We're able to run a little up tempo offense a little bit and kind of go from there.
And your wide receivers that you look to, you got one that stands out in particular stat wise.
Yeah, I mean, we got multiple guys there at wide receiver, but probably the guy that's seen the most benefit this year is Kellen Jacobson. He's one of our captains. I mean, he runs great routes. He's got great hands. He's probably one of the most knowledgeable football guys I've ever coached. He just does a phenomenal job of knowing leverage of defensive backs and using that against them and finding ways to get open. But we got other guys. We got a couple of tight ends that we're excited about. Lincoln Collins having a good year. Destiny Adams is having a phenomenal year. Logan Dolphins been doing a really nice job, and we got a handful of athletes out there that we're trying to spread the ball to.
Up front on the offensive line, how has that come together?
Good. We got 3 senior starters. We got Juan Dienda at right tackle. He's played for 3 years now. We got Gavin Skoglin, 2-year starter. Jackson Johnson, 2-year starter. Braden Fahrenholtz done a nice job. This is his first year, and then Luke Vanderwitty, who is a 2-year starter. So we have some experience up front, and we know that Ankeny Centennial is going to be good up front, and they got a good front 7. So they're going to be up for the task this Friday.
And that's a defense that has done a little more in the right there at the line play. Do you see the key to your offense is key right off the line?
Well, I think in any football game, you got to win up front, whether that's offensively or defensively. So if you can control the line of scrimmage, that means you can control the clock, and you're going to have possession of the ball, and you're going to be able to win that aspect of the game. So both teams, I'm sure, are going to want to try to win on first down, and that kind of opens up your playbooks for everything. So.
All right, what about your defense? What do you like about them?
We're veteran. We have a veteran group. We returned 9 starters off of last year's team. So I mean, those guys know what's expected of them defensively. They fly around. They know the schemes that we're running, and we get lined up. And for the most part, we always talk to our guys about alignment assignment, and that's doing your job. Don't try to do somebody else's. So if we can get lined up, we obviously have to adjust their motions and stuff like that. But if we can get lined up, alignment, assignment, and do our job, we'll see what happens.
Centennial's been throwing the ball a little bit more. Did that surprise you when you looked at him on tape?
No, I mean, in order to be successful, you can't be one-dimensional, and they have great coaches. They have great schemes. They're going to do what's given to them. Whatever's open. If we pack the box, they're going to throw the ball a little bit to try and thin the box. That way, they have the numbers in the run game and stuff like that. So it's up to our secondary, our linebackers, and stuff like that to read their keys. And if it is pass, we got to be in our drops. But if it's run, we got to come down and fill. So it's going to be a really good test for us, and we're up for the challenge.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to close with. I mean, this is a big game. How do you address keeping guys in check about this is a good first test for us against a team from outside of our region? And how do you just kind of keep those guys mentally between the ears?
I think anybody that's been around Iowa football knows, Iowa high school football kind of knows what's going on. It's for the most part, it's the Des Moines schools and then everybody else, So if you want to be able to be in a conversation of being one of the best programs in the state and stuff like that, you got to be able to compete with the schools in Des Moines. So we know that we got four games with Des Moines schools coming up, but we're going to take it 1 week at a time. We've prepared as well as we can, and we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously we got to show up. We got 48 minutes of football, but you're going to get the best effort from the Black Raiders. We'll see where we're at the end of the night.
Oh, looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Coach. Appreciate the time.
Hey, thanks, Paul. I appreciate it, man.
All right, that's Mike Winkleplack, head coach, Sioux City East, back on the pregame show right after this on CISN.
Co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti. Coach, we're in long sleeves. The bands have been warming up. You've had On the Prowl this week. It feels finally like football season and homecoming.
You know what? Believe it or not, it's our 10th season at Centennial. We talked to the kids last night about we're going to have 9 classes come back for the homecoming game, and exciting time for us, exciting time for the kids.
Hard to believe 10 years. We talked about your program identity last week a little bit, how it's, it seems that the easy answer is run, but you keep showing pass. How is it that the pass game has evolved with Trenton Smith this year?
You know what, just work in the summer, work in the fall. You just keep on working on the little things to make yourself a better football team, a better balanced football team. In 5A football, especially with our schedule that we have, if you're not balanced, you're going to have a hard time one way or another against some of the teams that we play.
But let's not forget this guy named Eli Porter had a pretty good game last week. You talked about his development of not been a running back very long. He's a quick learner.
He is. He's an outstanding talent. Comes from a great family. Trey's at Northern Illinois. His older brother played for us a year ago. Great parents, very supportive. Outstanding young man. It's really exciting to see him do well.
Offensive line, you've been kind of doing a little bit of shuffling around. How's the health up there?
We're getting there. We still have some guys out, but the guys that are in there right now are picking it up and doing an outstanding job with Coach Bigler, Coach Campos, and Coach Gerke.
Defensive line, again, not as many injuries there, but you continue to kind of rotate some bodies. Brody Taggart's a guy we talk a lot about with a lot of tackles. Coach Shetty says to those D linemen, you guys aren't going to make a lot of tackles, but they've been making a lot of tackles the last few weeks.
They have. You know what? I think in the past 2 years, our sacks have maybe been at an all-time low. And talking to Coach Fontana and Coach Shetty over the past week, I think we have more sacks now into 3 games than we did in the past 2 years combined. So that's always a bonus for our defensive backs, knowing that we can get some pressure on the quarterback.
I'm sure Coach Fontana, if I just run into him, he would tell me those things.
Sure.
He's very vocal proud about his group.
Absolutely.
Linebacker-wise, there has been an injury, kind of shut, but we had the return of Hudson Simon last week in the lineup for you. But you also like Brule.
You know what? He's doing an outstanding job. Multi-sport athlete, outstanding wrestler. Be a 4-year starter in baseball. Those kids that want to compete every season are guys that you want to make sure you find a spot for if they fit, and he definitely does. His younger brother, Isaac's going to be a good one as well. They're little guys, but you would never know by how they play the game.
And the rest of the secondary back there, they haven't had to work as much.
No, they've done a good job, and just like we talked about earlier, the defensive front has put some pressure off of them. When you allow those big pass plays, it's because the quarterback has time to throw, and up to this point they haven't. And Friday night, looking at Sioux City East, he's one of the state's leading throwers. He has over 1,000 yards already. Very consistent. They probably haven't played the competition we have, but they've beat that competition the way a good team should.
And real quickly here, as the truck is coming down the road, it's always good timing here on the pregame show. We'll let them work here for a minute. As you look at Sioux City East and this offense, where does the pressure mostly fall? Does it fall more on the secondary, or is it up front?
We got to put pressure on the quarterback. If we don't do that, it doesn't matter who you have back in the secondary. It's going to be a tough haul for him. So up front, we've got to put pressure on them, and if we do, I think it would help out the defensive backs. It's going to be a tough team to slow down, but at the end, it's going to be a great game. We're looking forward to it.
All right, that's head coach Ryan Pizzetti. Appreciate you putting up with a little bit of some of the extra noise here today. As they pull away, I guess I can ask you one more question. What do you see offensively as key against the defense Sioux City East has?
We got to control the ball. Their offense, I think they're averaging 42 points a game, or well into the 40s. We're going to have to score some points, obviously, to keep that up, and just create balance. Do what we have done the past 2 weeks to make sure we maintain that, and just keep on getting momentum as we get through the middle of the year.
All right, that's co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti of the Centennial Jaguars. The pregame show continues after this on CISN.
In their games tonight. We're going to take one final break, and we will be back to wrap everything up and look at the top games this week. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show, brought to you by Iowa Corn. I'm your host, Blake Walker.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Games to watch, including the 3 that we are covering tonight here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. First one that we're going to be looking at tonight is Ankeny at Roosevelt. Drake Stadium, Ankeny taking on the Rough Riders. Roosevelt, big game. Jamison Patton returns to the place that he played all throughout high school. Should be a good game that we will be covering here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Can Ankeny keep up their spirits after a big win against Southeast Polk? Centennial taking on Sioux City East. It's homecoming over at Ankeny Stadium. The Jaguars looking for another top 10 win. We said they're one of the best 2-2 teams in the state. They'll try to get a big win over an undefeated Sioux City East squad that's looking for a little bit more respect in Class 5A. Valley and Marshalltown coming up tonight here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Valley trying to get some things together on the season. Both teams, two teams trying to find their rhythm, trying to find their identity. Should be a good game here on CISN. Iowa City West and Iowa City High taking on for each other at the Battle of the Boot game over on the eastern side of Iowa. Iowa City West looking to keep the momentum rolling. Iowa City High going to try to rebound after a loss last week to Dowling Catholic. Waukee taking on Johnston. As our friend Paul Yeager said, we really don't know what Johnston is right now, and Johnston's trying to figure that out themselves. Same thing for Waukee, two teams that are desperately trying to find their identity, and no better time than now here in Week 5 to get it done. And another quietly good game, a good Dubuque senior team will head to Kingston Stadium to take on Cedar Rapids. Kennedy. Should be a good game over there on the eastern side of Iowa. That will wrap it up for us here on the CISN Football Pregame Show Week 5 edition. We hope you all enjoy your games. We're going to send it down to Ankeny Stadium, where our host Paul Yeager has the call for Ankeny, Centennial, and Sioux City East. We appreciate you all for watching. I'm Blake Walker. Enjoy the game, everyone. And then we're just going to do... So he's going to cut and then...
It is a cool, misty night for high school football. It is like fall just started yesterday or something here at Ankeny Stadium tonight. One of the most anticipated games in all of the state. It's 4-0 Sioux City East and 2-2 Ankeny Centennial from Ankeny Stadium. Along with David Lane, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here on this 53-degree night. We're going to go up a degree, David, before we get much cooler, before we get on this night. But all of a sudden, you're playing in colder temperatures, in rain conditions. Sioux City East likes to throw the football. What do you do if you're when you see the forecast and you like to throw the ball?
Well, yeah, and especially because you're 95 degrees earlier in the week, it's hard to get used to it. But, again, it's just controlling the football, and both teams, it's a priority for them on both sides is try to force the turnovers and make sure you're taking care of it. Keep the ball in your playmakers' hands and just look for that ball security.
Cole Ritchie is one of the best stat-wise quarterbacks in the state. He likes to throw the football as a team. They're 84 of 115 for 1,000 yards. I was reading Centennials. That's twice what the Jaguars are throwing the ball. But here's the thing, David. The Jaguars are throwing the ball more than they usually do. Why?
Yeah, well, I think you look at what Trenton Smith has been able to do, a dual threat quarterback. You let him kind of loosen up a little bit and start to get comfortable with the offense, get comfortable with his teammates, and that started to happen. And, at the same time, you look at Cole Ritchie. He started last year throwing the ball around, very familiar with the offense, senior-laden group. They're out there. They're clicking on all cylinders. Really good chemistry. You look for two different attacks, but it should be a fun game.
It's the 1-2 punch for Sioux City East. Brecken Shashow and Brady Wave Runick. Those are the two guys that have a lot of touches. Had a chance to see Brecken pregame walking onto the field. He's a big, solid kid, and he's not the only one. So this is Sioux City East's big opportunity. They're stepping out of the Siouxland. They're coming to Des Moines. You just heard Coach say he knows they have something to prove.
Yeah, when you've played some games local, if you're going to prove yourself in the state of Iowa, you've got to come into the CIML in the Des Moines area. You've got to win some games against anybody and really start to really plant the flag for the rest of the season. Work on those rankings, that seeding as we get closer to the playoffs. But this has got to be a statement for this senior group.
We do want to say hello to our viewers in Sioux City that are watching us tonight, either on CISN.TV on the YouTube channel or on Metro Sports. So you know that the Black Raiders have beat Heelan, Sioux City North, Lamar's, and Sergeant Bluff Luton. Let's flip about the Jaguars here for a little bit. 2-2. Started the year with losses to 4A, 8th-ranked Indianola, close game. Lost to crosstown rival Ankeny in the next week. Started 0-2. Came back, though, with wins at Waukee. Last week, home against Cedar Falls. You talked about the dual threat of Trenton Smith. Eli Porter's not been too shabby here. He's been able to run the ball. Coach told us last week in pregame, hey, he hasn't run the ball much. He's a quick study.
Yeah, and that's getting used to quarterbacks with Trenton Smith, fitting in there. Everyone starts to get comfortable. They're obviously Centennial usually runs the ball quite a bit more. Now they start to open things up. It can open up those running lanes for Porter to really take advantage of it, where now you can't get keyed on, and you've got that other option in the backfield.
This is a game highly anticipated, both for us here and others across the state. The schedule is a little different tonight, so we know there'll be many of you flipping around, but we hope you stay locked and loaded with us. A little more about Centennial on the defensive side, looking at who's been on the sidelines. It looks like Josh Binstock is out. That's going to mean a little bit more on that defensive line. It's going to be Mitchell Greider, Brody Taggart, and Colton Kidd are going to have to kind of fill in that gap. But the thing is, when you're throwing the ball, David, does the defensive line matter as much as they would on, say, a run offense?
Well, you can't let Richie get the time to throw back there. So you've got to make him move around. You can't let him get comfortable. That's been the key to their success, is he's had time to throw. His uniform has stayed dry, it's stayed clean. The goal for that Jaguar defensive line is they've got to get pressure while still respecting the run.
And it should be a lot of fun. We can hear the music. That means the Jaguars are making their way to the field. We'll give you an update. We'll get them on the field, the coin toss, and we'll start some football here. You're watching high school football on CISN.TV. We're back in just a bit.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
Community protectors.
And clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
Behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively
relentlessly.
at your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Misty and cool Friday night for high school football. Sioux City East Black Raiders and the Ankeny Centennial Jaguars here from Ankeny Stadium. Paul Yeager along with David Lane. We will keep you entertained, hopefully, and, we'll do what we can, David, to keep this one. But we're going to stay dry where we're at. Can't say the same about the field. Sidelines, we'll get reports from there in the post-game show. But as of now, it's pretty easy. 53 degrees. Wind is out of the south-southeast at 10 miles an hour. The mist... not heavy rain, is in sheets from south to north. The wind is putting those flags at pretty well upright status. So, David, we talked about it in the open a little bit with the passing game. Coaches know you can't just throw the ball around in September and not expect weather in October and November. You know coming into games like this is a possibility. You put the factor out of the window, but it's that deep seed in the back of the mind. These are kids, though, that we're talking about. They look at things differently.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of trying to prepare them as best you can as a coach, and whether that be Thursday where you're getting some balls a little bit damp and practicing that way. But at the same time, they've also, they've had some opportunities in the past. This is a very senior-laden group with Sioux City East. They've got some experience playing together. Same thing here with the Jaguars. They just, you got to make sure you're looking the ball in. You're really squeezing that ball as you're getting tackled, making sure you're taking care of it, but also realizing you may have some opportunities to force some turnovers on the defensive side too.
Mike Lord is our referee tonight. He has announced that Centennial has won the toss and deferred. His crew tonight, Mike Lawler, Chris Thomas, Tyler Eason, and Jeff Junker. Good to see Tyler Eason still doing some football. See him a lot in basketball. And as always, the officials remind me to say they always need more officials and to be nice to them. They are just human like the rest of them. I'm not setting you up to say anything to be critical.
No, I was going to say, you tried to tee up a coach right there for a response. But, yeah, they definitely, it's a tough job and less and less appreciated as the years seem to go by.
Well, and that's actually a point I want to get to. The reason I bring up the officials is last year, this game in Sioux City, there was a little bit of a discussion about how the officiating was in Sioux City for this game. The Centennial folks didn't feel that maybe that crew was they didn't call them home cooking by any means, but just maybe the speed of the game was a little different than what they were used to. You get a crew together that doesn't always work big games. That was a big game last year. 30-0 Centennial won. Almost similar situations last year, but we are ready to kick off back here for Sioux City East. Back deep is going to be Rob Emerson. You saw him for a moment setting up to kick off for Centennial is Nick Severson. Tonight again, the Jaguars displaying those new black uniforms with white numbers trimmed in white on the shoulders and on the legs. Sioux City in the all-white pants and jerseys, big black bold numbers. The word East in white and orange on the helmet. Bowling ball black. It's the fight for the color black. It's high school football on Friday, September 23rd, and we are underway. Emerson's going to see it go over his head, and we'll have a touchback to start this contest. It's going to be Cole Ritchie at quarterback for Sioux City East. On the season, he's 83 of 114 for 1,109 yards, 6 touchdowns passing, 1 interception. He's run the ball 20 times for -11, which means he's only basically been sacked. So that's not someone that likely to run, but hey, you never know when things come out. He has the orange shoes on. He sends a man in motion to go from 2 on the top to 3 on the bottom. First pass is a throw. He throws to his man, wide open, caught at the 40. That's one of his top receivers, Kellen Jacobson, and Jacobson picks that thing up all the way. There was nobody on him, David.
No, and Jacobson was the man in motion to start with. Just miscommunication there in the backfield of the Jaguar defense.
Big pickup there of 38 yards for Sioux City East. First down and 10 from the 43. Jacobson and Dolphin change places. Jacobson goes back to make it trips on the top. Handoff up the middle and stopped with nowhere to go as Brady Wave Runick. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Oh, big thing, Paul. We look out. It does look like Josh Binstock for the Jaguars is out there on the field.
So we'll keep watching to see how this works out on the injury front. Ritchie to throw. Everybody's covered. He gets it off to his fourth option, Preston Dobbs, and a big hit, but also a big gain for Sioux City East.
Dobbs was out there blocking a little bit, taking care of Zach English. English left him, and that allowed the receiver to catch it to get the first down gain.
Binstock is out there. There's a 51 in black that was in the injured huddle, and I couldn't tell if that was an older jersey or not. Should have looked closer, but Binstock in there. That's good news for Centennial. 1st and 10 from the 31. Good opening drive from the Black Raiders. Throw out. Far sideline goes in and out of the hands of the wide receiver, Destiny Adams. He plays that tight end / split end roll, and that stops the clock at 11:09.
A big stop there on first down for the Jaguars. The tempo here that Black Knights are going with is with the Jaguars back on their heels. Now they get a chance to kind of regroup. Again, not much pressure so far on Ritchie.
Ritchie rolls out to the top of the screen. He's going to throw the football, take a big hit as he throws. He's got a man in the back of the end zone. Incomplete, and a penalty flag comes in. Likely going to be interference. The intended receiver was Kellen Jacobson. And you want to see the replay, and so do a lot of other people, because there was an official wearing white and black, but of Sioux City East. So Easton Miller will be flagged for that. So the different rule in high school, it's not at the spot of the foul. It is 15 yards. It will still be a first down for Centennial.
And that's
here's the replay there, David.
2 big plays for the Black Knights have come off the little wheel route and been able to get behind the secondary. Miller essentially there, though, did save a touchdown with that pass interference call.
Sashal will get the run pass, and he is stopped right there in his tracks. Brody Taggart makes the stop 3 yards back. Big first down play.
Yeah, again, just getting them back, getting Black Knights behind the sticks. Huge now for the Jaguars, but you see some of the play action stuff has not worked very well for the Black Knights. Look to see them kind of air things out again here as you've got 4 receivers.
Again, Ritchie's going to roll out, tuck it, throw it off his back foot, man in the end zone. Pass knocked away right at 3 yards deep in the end zone. Incomplete, and that's Connor Welch who broke it up for Centennial. Ritchie rolls out here, thought he was going to run it, had the receiver for a moment, and Welch just got his big right hand on it.
And you can see that where the Black Knights have had success has been on the scramble. That's just knowing as a receiver what your quarterback wants when he's under a little bit of duress.
Welch is a 6'1", 180-pound safety, playing a lot more defense than offense like he was earlier in the year. Ritchie to throw back on the screen. He has his tight end. It's caught and then ripped down quickly is Logan Dolphin. I think that's Brody Taggart. We say his name a lot because he's in on a lot of plays.
Oh, big decision here for the Black Knights on 4th down. Again, the other part we didn't talk about, we talked a little bit about the turnovers and ball security, but the kicking game with weather like this, the kickers have not had a ton of experience this year in bad weather.
No second guessing here. Sioux City East is going to get at least 5 yards closer, as it looks like Centennial jumped on the play.
Improvement. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
A smart move there by the first-year head coach for the Black Knights, just making the call to get a little extra yardage, make this 4th down a little bit easier.
4th and 7 from the 13 before the snap. Whistle. Timeout. We'll take one as well. 9:38, no score. Centennial on defense. Sioux City East driving.
1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
No score from Ankeny Stadium between Centennial and Sioux City East. It is 4th down and 7, ball on the 13 for Sioux City East out of the timeout. They've been trying to get the right dry ball to be used. That wind is just kind of making that heavy mist just hang in the air. You can see it in the stadium lights, and now they have the ball they want. Richie goes to work.
Yeah, Logan Dolphin here on the near side isolated.
And they got, I think Sioux City East got Centennial to jump again.
It was actually Logan Dolphin. down low on the short side here as a receiver that jumped.
All right.
A little over anxious.
All right, Coach, what are you going to make the guys do for something like that?
It all depends if you win.
Oh, the punishment only if you lose.
Yes.
I got it. Okay.
Well, the severity of that. Again, look for this jump ball here on the near side.
Scarlets have to get to about the 7-yard line on 4th and 12. Richie, time expires, throws it, has a man caught inside the 5 and into the end zone. That's a touchdown for Sioux City East. Kellen Jacobson on 4th and 12. It's 6.
Again, as we talked about, just the scramble ability. Jaguars got pressure on Richie. These receivers, they just know where to go. They know how to react when Richie starts to scramble. Just not able to make the tackle in time.
Right between Greider and I couldn't see who was trailing him. The extra point is up, and it is good. 7-0. Black Raiders. 9:30 to go here in Ankeny Stadium.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
4-0, Sioux City East Raiders go right down the field. Short kick taken. That's going to get fumbled, and I think Sioux City East has the football. It went right up into the air. I don't think Centennial was expecting it. It went right through the hands of Audis Humbasic, sorry. And here it is again. Goes right between, bounces the 40, and the man it looked like who picked it up for Sioux City East was Rob Emerson. And again, Black Raiders have the football on offense. Previous drive, 8 plays, 80 yards, and that's a touchdown. Richie rolls out, gets some heat, screen coming, caught by Wave Runick. He's still on his feet, makes a man miss. He's at the 20. It's a race for the end zone. Cut back to the 10, 5, down inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Pickup of 37 yards on first down after the turnover.
Just not able to wrap up were the Jaguars there. Nice play call out of the turnover. Again, trying to see if they can get Jaguars being overly aggressive, and they did. Perfect play call.
Talmadge saves the touchdown, back into the middle, back live action. That's a touchdown, Sioux City East. Wave Runick the score. 2 plays and 6 more points for East.
Well, that's how you quiet a homecoming crowd early in a game.
There's Wave Runick right up the gut. They were -4 on rushing going into that, and they're now -2, but they lead 14-0 here from Ankeny Stadium. It's a score that I think a few people are going to notice. Back in a moment.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Kick taken by Centennial's Nick Severson at the 10. He runs to the near side up to the 20-25. Gets close to the 30 before he's wrestled down right in front of the bench by Landon Boggs. This will be Centennial's first offensive play. They're down 13-0. The extra point was not good, David. What do we expect now? I mean, it's a totally different game now.
Well, yeah, you want to come out here and do some ball control offense, and you still got plenty of game left here to put together a good drive, but that's the big key right now is you've got to get some first downs here. Let your defense regroup a little bit and not do a quick 3 and out.
Trenton Smith in the gun. Hands off Eli Porter right up the middle, and he is stopped. 2 big white jerseys, one of them Wave Runick, the other is Nick Wells. Wells, a lot of tackles, 37.5 coming into tonight. Made a big play there.
Again, you'll see the Jaguars take their time here, be deliberate. But again, they've got to keep those chains moving. They've got to get 3 or 4 yards on every play, set themselves up. They're really dangerous if it's 3rd and short.
Empty backfield for Smith. Looks to the right side, throws. Nearly intercepted. It hit the player for Sioux City East in the right arm. That was Dalen Tope.
Yeah, the Tope just jumped that route.
I think he was surprised it was so much to him.
A little bit behind the receiver. But again, two defensive backs there for Sioux City East.
Pass was intended for, it looked like Lawson. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 28. 3rd offensive play for Centennial. Porter, round right tackle, cuts back up towards and then breaks another tackle. He is going to be really close to that first down stick, but I think he's short
about a
by
yard short, maybe a yard and a half.
And I don't think Centennial's they bring in Easton Miller, but they also use him as a punter and as a running back when they need a yard.
Maybe you see Smith here get up on the ball quick.
Before the snap, Sioux City East takes their 2nd timeout. Black Raiders lead 13-0 here from Ankeny Stadium.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
They're supposed to take a minute on timeouts because, we have to get our way around it. But thank you, Justin, for getting us out on time. We want to see this 4th and 1 from the 37. Jaguars hustled up to the line. Smith, long snap count. They're all bunched together. They go through. Easton Miller, he goes up over. I think he picked up the first down. Heard an interesting interview today, David, with Rich Eisen of the NFL Network, and he was and he was asked, if you could change any rule in the NFL, what would it be? The second one was anytime you go 4th and 1 inside the 5 out of shotgun, you should be automatically penalized 15 yards.
That and if you got 1st and 1 and you've got Marshawn Lynch in the backfield and you throw it, you shouldn't be allowed to coach anymore.
Especially at the biggest game of the season. 1st and 10 from the 43. Porter, same play that he picked up 7. This time that play evaporates in a hurry. That's because Des Grecken was right there for the Raiders. Also in there, Keegan Augustine.
And really what you're seeing right now, the Sioux City East has done a really good job of getting a push on the defensive line. They're really controlling that line of scrimmage right now. Not a lot of room for the Jaguars to run. Smith really has not had a lot of time here, although we see an empty backfield.
3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottom of the formation. Smith throws near side, attempting to jump the route for Porter. Porter thinks he hadn't gone out of bounds. There was no whistle. He played to the whistle. Great second and third effort to get up past midfield in a first down.
That looked like Drake Grant there, tried to jump the route. Good concentration there for Porter. Although, again, you can see Smith did not have a lot of time. Took a hit just as he was throwing it.
Yeah, there's no way. He was 1.5 yards from stepping out of bounds. Tackle made by Carter Reekers there. Gain of 14 for Centennial. 1st and 10 from the 49. First time tonight the Jags have been in Black Raider territory. Smith, turn around, give it to Porter. Dodges in, shakes one tackler, shakes and bakes another, for he's brought down to the wet turf by Augustine.
Porter, just a tough runner. A lot of yards so far, yards after contact, whether it be rushing or receiving.
That's a stat they keep at the next level, but that certainly shows how maybe you could play at the next level because of after contact yards. 2nd and 5. Gain of 5 for Porter on that play. They give his play action. Smith rolling out, being chased, throws it downfield, and it's incomplete off the hands of the coach in gray sweatpants on the far sideline. It'll be 3rd down.
I still think here you're in a situation for the Jaguars. You've got 4 down territory, so you've got 2 plays here to get 5 yards. They haven't had a lot of room to run, but again, it's been Porter's tough running that's earned him 2 or 3 yards at least extra after contact.
Sometimes on 3rd down, the Jaguars have emptied the backfield. They're going to the old run formation here. They have a full backfield. 3 different players there, back with Smith on 3rd and 5. Need to get to the 39. Before the snap, Porter was in motion, and at first motion, there's going to be a pointing-a-thon between the 2 players.
That's what you got to do. You got to start pointing.
Kevin Jones has led the way, saying, him.
I want to say 55 for Sioux City East. Nick Wells looked like he jumped. Oh.
It's going to be called against the offense, says Mike Lord. So it'll be back 5. That'll make it 3rd and 10.
Here we go. We can kind of see a little bit.
Ooh. Okay. There was a head bob in there.
There was.
But that wasn't that doesn't warrant a false start. 3rd and 10. 5:23 to play. Sioux City East 13, Centennial 0. First offensive possession for the Jaguars. Smith is going to be taken down well behind the line of scrimmage. Big defensive play by Blake Hogenkamp. That pocket collapsed like a cellar door ahead of a storm.
Smith just has not had much time to throw. And again, even on run plays, you've seen penetration there from Sioux City East and their defensive line.
They crashed hard 2 deep, and 2 stayed behind. Smith had nowhere to go. First punt of the night. Easton Miller gets his left foot into it. It's going to bounce and eventually take a Centennial roll. Joe Talmadge downs it inside the 20 at the 17. Well, David, first offensive series, what'd you see in the Jags?
Well, they had some things cooking there. The big 4th down conversion, 4th and 2, they were able to convert. But the false start penalty there on 3rd and 5, and then obviously the sack there on 3rd down, 3rd and 10, really hurt. They got some momentum now. They got the defense a chance to rest, talk some things over. Let's see what they can do here as a different plan of attack.
Jaguars' offensive series went 25 yards, and they've already – the screen is sniffed out. Ritchie throws it away out of bounds. There was no getting away from Colton Kitt on that play. He was there the whole time. Also giving chase, Jenner Gibson playing for the first time this season.
Had a couple good things there. A lot of times on those screen plays, the lineman will take off assuming the ball's been thrown. They did a good job of not going downfield. But also the Jaguars secondary did a much better job as Ritchie was scrambling of staying with their guy, staying with their responsibility.
Gibson hurt in the first day of full practice, back for the first time this season here in the 5th game of the year. 4:35 to go, first quarter. Ritchie, plenty of time. He's going to air it out into double, triple coverage, and it is nearly picked off by Bo Gerke. Intended receiver was Destiny Adams. Pick a black shirt and white shirt. It all seemed they were down there. Looks like Zach English was on coverage, as was Connor Welch.
Well, again, that's what we talked about. That's the very first play that Sioux City ran of the game, and which led to a big play. They ran the little motion action and a wheel route, and that time the Jaguars secondary stayed home. Gerke nearly came away with the pick.
And you knew there had to be a lot of black shirts in coverage because there was no pressure on the quarterback that play. Ritchie with time, steps up under, lets it throw again. He has Jacobson again, and boy, Jacobson and Talmadge, or was that Welch on coverage? I think it was 18 Welch. They were really lots of pushing back and forth. I had a hard time seeing who was gaining an advantage.
Yeah, it was interesting there. Ball a little underthrown. Wells, a nice job of not going with the offensive pass interference, just treat it as a jump ball. But again, good positioning there for the Jaguar defensive back.
Connor Welch, good job there. Into punt for is Jacob Burrell for Sioux City East. He's at his own goal line. Gets a short kick. It's headed towards the sideline. It's going to take a sideways, and now it's going to take a Centennial roll before it's down by Kellen Jacobson. So Centennial's about to take over. It's the best field position they've been all night out of a punt.
Yeah, and so far we've seen a little bit shakiness out of this Sioux City East kicking game, whether it be the place kicking or the punting. And now the Jaguars, a great response there defensively from the Jaguars. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
You talk about big plays, turnovers, but special teams. Right now you could say Sioux City East is 0 for 3 on special teams. Actually, 1 of 2. I guess how you want to look at it.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out if that kickoff was intentional.
Ty Morgan puts his head down, fumbles the football, but goes out of bounds. I think getting a helmet on it for Sioux City East is number 37, a guy I don't have a name for, but it's Anthony. Oh, that's Anthony Muhammad. I was told he was going to wear 36. Muhammad, his first game back. And we have a downed Sioux City East player at the 26-yard line, and it is number 25. That's Aiden Boyd.
Well, it looked like Boyd was the one in there on the tackle, went low. And that the Jaguar medical staff was right there and was waving Sioux City East staff over.
Head coach Mike Winkelpleck comes over to help. Let's look at this play again.
Yeah.
And that was it's after the play.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even on a defense. Morgan, it wasn't even making a tackle on Morgan. He was locked up. Can we see that one more time, Justin? I want to see. There you get a look at Boyd walking across the field. But at the end of this play, Morgan puts his head down. We talked about the contact there and the ball coming loose, but it's 74 Tyler Eisentrager who gets locked up with Boyd, and that's how that play ends. And Boyd makes the way, and he's walking on his own power. Good sign there. Gain of 3 after all of that. 2nd and 7 from the 33. 4:04 to play here, first quarter. Mist still coming down, just about as heavy as ever. Twin receivers to the left and right, or one each. They go Porter off right tackle. He gets close to the first down. He's going to have a little bit of help pushing him up towards the 25, still on his feet inside the 25, and he gets a first down. You want to talk about yards after contact, Dave?
Yeah, and here you're going to see the Jaguars return the favor, going a little bit of tempo. They had some success running to the boundary, and Sioux City East overloaded to the short side on that last possession. Porter found some room to the wide side.
Porter the lone setback. They give it to Porter. He gets past the line of scrimmage, and not much further. Ball comes out at the end of the play. Black Raiders say they have it. And they do. Recovering the fumble is Brody Shashow. And so now that's 2 turnovers by the Jags.
Well, the initial contact there, it looked like on the second or third effort.
It was Shashow.
Yeah.
He pulled it out. He just ripped it out and then fell on it. So, another offensive possession here in the first quarter for Sioux City East. 3:40 to play. Ball at the 23-yard line after the turnover. Handoff. And a quick hit by Hudson Simon on Rob Emerson.
And that'll get Sioux City East into the positive here for rushing yards. They're just their 4th rush now for 1 yard.
East only had 421 yards of rushing offense coming into tonight's game. That makes now 422 on the season.
That's good math.
Even I can do that. I don't even need Jeff to help me out with that one. So, Ritchie to throw. He threw it before his intended receiver, Kellen Jacobson, was out of the move. Off the break for the out, incomplete.
Oh, and that's the other thing when we've talked about weather. It's the effect on not just catching the ball, it's the receivers making sure they're sharp on their cuts. They've got to keep their feet underneath it, and right there, the ball just came out a little bit early. Receiver was not out of the route or out of his break.
Ritchie on 3rd and 7 to throw. Runs out of time, throws up a prayer, and it is incomplete. Not much of a chance for Lincoln Cowling. Let's see, 3. Yes, that's Gerke. Bo Gerke. I was going to mix my 2 guys there, but Bo incomplete. Knocked that one away. Also there is Cole Greider.
Well, 2 straight 3-and-outs forced here by the Jaguar defense. Again, they had a little momentum. Their first offensive drive that stalled with the penalty, and then the second one there stalls as they're in major plus territory with the fumble.
Boy, and the punter's lucky. He just throws it up in the heave. If that's intercepted, you better hope that's just knocked away. And that's actually one of the best scenarios of the way that was unfolding, David. That could have been an interception for 6, an interception plus 5, a tackle inside the 10, an incomplete pass is the best.
Well, and I can't believe there were no linemen for Sioux City East that went downfield. They all stayed back.
Well, and the punter is lucky he didn't field that with his knee down.
Yep.
Jacob Barral there.
Yeah, a lot of things could have gone wrong there for Sioux City East.
Because just because you kneel, you don't have to be reestablished like if you go out of bounds. So I don't know what they're exactly discussing there at the 25-yard line.
Trying to give Coach Pizzetti an explanation. Maybe, you could intentional grounding. Was he outside of there? But, the ball got back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line of scrimmage.
And it did. He was outside the tackle box.
Regardless, Centennial has the ball 1st and 10 from the 26. Porter in motion, but so is somebody else. It's going to be a penalty on
Looks like
Ankeny
another
Centennial.
false start.
Quick check of other games. Ankeny leads Roosevelt 14-0. Valley leads Marshalltown 7-0. We will have Ankeny hosting Valley next week here on CISN, and Tim Hauber will be back. He's in Florida tonight. Do you think he won the whole I picked the right week when to be gone?
I don't know. We'll let you know at the end of the game.
1st and now 15 after the 5-yard penalty against Centennial. Boy, there was almost motion there by Porter on the screen. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. He makes a guy miss, and Eli Porter is going to go into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown of 31 yards.
Well, Jaguars have been giving up defensive line penetration the entire first quarter, and there they use it to their advantage. And again, more yards after contact here from Porter. Gets through the missed tackle there. And then just able to find a lot of green space and going in untouched. Big touchdown there for the Jaguars to get back in this game.
Found the extra point. Cale Weiner, the extra point is up and good. 13-7 at 2:29 to play here at Ankeny Stadium.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Weiner's kick is a touchback, and the Black Raiders will start from the 20. Hello to those watching on Metro Sports in Sioux City. And yes, we do know Raiders, Black Raiders, forgive us on a couple of those things. Right now, the Black Raiders, David, you've kind of talked about a couple of times here. All of a sudden, Centennial's defense has made some adjustments. So now it becomes that game of chess. What are the adjustments Sioux City East has to make?
Well, again, right now what you've seen is Sioux City East has turned one-dimensional. They've not been able to run the ball, and the Jaguars have handled that scramble ability from Ritchie. They've got to now see if they can maybe reestablish this run.
Which they do on first down. They go right up the gut with Sashow.
You just got to – it's not necessarily the linemen as much as it is those linebackers that you've got to start keeping honest. You've got a couple good tight ends for the Black Raiders. If you can get the Jaguar linebackers to really have to step up and focus on the run game. It may open up some spots over the middle for those Black Raider receivers.
Ben Howe and Nate Christensen come in to play defense for Centennial on that play. Ritchie from the gun. Sashow again, huge hole right side. He has the first down. He's well into the 30s up to the 40-yard line before he's brought down by Gerke and Mitchell Greider. This play, I don't think Centennial expected Sioux City East to run it. They did on first down. They didn't look like they expected that.
I don't think they were expecting 2 runs in a row. And again, you can see the secondary for the Jaguars has done a good job of sticking with their receivers, stayed a little too long, gave Black Raiders plenty of room to run. Going to try the same play again.
But this time it's with Wave Runick, and we have a penalty flag back at the 37. Wave Runick is 22 of 207 on the season, 7 touchdowns. He's also a pretty good receiver. When you look through the numbers here, David, you see a lot of balance. The running backs and wide receivers could be interchanged just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it you saw what they've been able to do, the Black Raiders have this first quarter, is when Ritchie scrambles, guys are in routes and then they break it off, and they do a lot of motion early or pre-snap motion to get those guys moving around. But then when Ritchie scrambles, guys really know what to do, and you might be a running back that's blocking and leave your block, get to some open space, and that kind of chemistry has really benefited the Black Raiders here at the start of the season.
Huge penalty against Sioux City East. A hold on first down makes it 1st and 23. Ball goes all the way back to the 27, which is basically where they started this drive. It's just unfortunately it's not 1st and 10. It's 1st and 23. Ritchie gives it to Sashow, left side. Or no, that's Wave Runick, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe to the 30.
Well, yeah, and that's where that penalty really looms large because, again, Sioux City East now, this is 4 run plays in a row. They've wanted to reestablish the run or establish the run, and at 2nd down and 19, you know you got to start throwing it here.
And maybe that's what the Black Raiders are trying to think, that maybe we could run on first down and not just throw. So pretty sure Centennial and everybody else in the stadium knows Sioux City East is going to throw this football here on 2nd and 19. Play clock under 10 at 7. Ritchie gives it. Wave Runick up the gut. Gets near the 40 before Zach English brings him down. It'll still be 3rd and long.
But a good pickup there.
And that is how we're going to end the first quarter. Wild one so far. Sioux City East 13, Centennial 7.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors,
and clean energy leaders.
We are
Job creators.
friends and neighbors.
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we.
We are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday.
And we are
Obsessively,
relentlessly
At your service.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Quarter number 2 to begin here at Ankeny Stadium. Next week's opponent, the Valley Tigers. They'll be the visitor. They lead Marshalltown this week, 14-0. The home team next week on the board will be the Ankeny Hawks. They lead Roosevelt in the second, 21-0. Johnston in front of Waukee, 10-0. Here, as we move to quarter number 2, it is 13-7. Sioux City East with the lead. They have 140 yards of offense, 68 for Centennial. Ritchie back to throw. Look deep, goes deep. He's got a guy, and it's broken away. Great defensive play by Welch. The intended receiver, Destiny Adams, knocks it away. Jacobson, 2 catches for 55 yards for Sioux City East, mostly coming on that first drive. Wave Runick had a catch for 37. Wave Runick's run the ball 14 for 15 yards. Sashal, 3 carries, 16 yards. A lot of different guys touching the ball.
Good play there by Brody Taggart to get some pressure, not allow Richie to step into it. But this has really been the Jaguars' advantage, has been their special teams.
The punt is away. Porter's going to take it on the bounce and try to make something happen. He escapes the first tackler, tries to get a little bit of a wedge in as a penalty on that play.
May have been, you're close to either a block in the back or a potential face mask. There was
Preston Dobbs made the tackle, so it could have been him reaching in on the face mask, David.
It's hard to tell when that flag came in. But a little better punt for Sioux City East, obviously having the wind.
I was just going to say,
they had the wind with them that time. But
let's wait here for Mike Lord to make the call.
Centennial number 1, Centennial for stop.
Joe Talmadge is whistled for the illegal block. I don't know if this number is going to surprise you, Mr. Lane. 34-106. 34 yards rushing for Sioux City East, 106 passing.
And I think, 33 of those yards were just on one play.
Jaguars go to work, 1st and 10 from the 13. They go Porter up the middle. And even that's a different look of running. That is more of a, dare I say, Iowa Hawkeye, Iowa State type run, the handoff than what Centennial has done when they would, a lot of times for years, Centennial, and before that when Jerry and Ryan were Hawk coaches, it was more out of that misdirection offense, and we saw that for a number of, they've kind of really gone away from that except for the first week.
Well, I think Trenton Smith has played a big key in that. He's got some skills that can diversify this offense a little bit better.
Morgan gets the call, and he fumbles the football, and I don't know if he's going to get this one back. It is Sioux City East football, and recovering it is number 37, Anthony Mohammed.
Well, it's the second time now that Morgan's put that ball on the floor, or on the turf, excuse me.
I say the same thing. You've listened.
The last one went out of bounds,
yes.
But again, another turnover. I think that's the 3rd turnover now for the Jaguars.
These are the ones that are going to drive a coach crazy. There's a look at that driving mist, but you're out in it. It doesn't feel good. 10:54. Sioux City East, best field position of the game. Start at their own, or at the 24, and quickly wrapped up with nowhere to go.
And that's that same little just pistol formation, little handoff, trying to get the corner that Sioux City East had success with on their last drive. Jaguars, again, a good adjustment on the defensive end, or defensive side.
Trey Robinson there, and just nowhere to go. Colton Kitt.
Oh,
before the snap, motion against East is coming here.
Looks like the left guard, 59 for Sioux City, with the false start on that one. I'm going to leave that pronunciation to you, though.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out Trey here, because one roster has, there was a 36. So Trey Robinson is wearing 36. I'm going to focus on that one first. How about that?
There you go.
So they've gone with a couple of different runners. Richie's going to run out, sprint out to the right. A little bit of a hold, thrown, and geez.
Almost.
Richie, taken down by the upper shoulder pads right there, right in front of the coaching staff. But if there was more or something happened, I think Sioux City East's coaches would have responded. It just looked different from this far
and
side
Richie,
of the
when
field.
he's rolled out, he's taken some big hits so far. He's stuck in there to deliver some passes. That one, though, almost intercepted by the Jaguar defensive back, just out of bounds. But again, Jaguars have pushed them back. Now 3rd and 20 here.
Wave-Runick and Jacobson are, you can call Jacobson, he's going to go in motion here. Ritchie on the screen. They throw to Wave-Runick. He has it at the 30, inside the 20, puts down his shoulder, steps out of bounds at the 23-yard line. If it is the 23, it's a first down.
No, that'll get them back
to
the
original.
Yep.
Sorry.
A good play call there by the Black Raiders. Again, they don't have, from a place kicking standpoint, it's not their strong suit. And so you knew that they were in 4-down territory there. Got a big chunk to set up something from a 4th down standpoint, although it looks like they are going to try this field goal.
It's going to be a 40-yard field goal with the wind. Jacob Burrell, and before he gets a chance to kick it, they're going to talk it over. Burrell 1 for 1 on the season from 25 yards. He is 20 of 20 on his points after attempt. But that is the 3rd and final timeout.
Earlier in the game.
That's true. Coming into the game.
Yeah.
Yes. You gonna second guess here and go for it?
If I'm Sioux City East, I'm going for it here. I think you've got the wind, you've got the hot hand with Cole Ritchie. You know, you've been able to get some chunks even on some runs where you've caught the Jaguars guessing incorrectly. And again, you've got a wet field. Looks like they did come and get the tee off the field. Looks like the offense here is going to come out and they're going to go for it.
4th and 8 from the 22 of Centennial. Ritchie, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Shashao is behind him. Offset to the right. Snap of the ball. Throw. Not there. Colton Kitt. Clock expires. Binstock. Tackle. Turnover on downs. Centennial defense wins that battle.
Well, it looked like Ritchie was looking for Jacobson on the wide side. Good job there by the Jaguar defensive backs. Stay with their guys, give their linemen enough time. You're starting to see a little bit more pressure from this Jaguar defensive line. But again, I like the call, going for it. Ritchie hung in there, and he's taken some licks so far tonight.
Smith to go to work. 1st and 10 from the 30. Handoff Porter. Darts in, now cuts back and picks up a good amount of yardage there on 1st down up across the 35 before he is brought down by Aiden Boyd. Boyd was taken off earlier on an injury on the near sideline. Good to see him back. 2nd and 3, pickup of 7. Porter has the 1st down, and if he could just escape one more, he'd have ran for a lot longer.
You'll see a little tempo here from the Jaguars after that 1st down.
Durio, the tackle for the Black Raiders. Clock under 9 minutes. Jaguars feeling a little more the tempo to their liking. Porter again up the middle into Black Raider territory. Tackled there by Brecken Shashau. A couple of guys go both ways for the Raiders.
Well, here you got 2nd and manageable here. It's 2nd and 4. They've had some success running it. We'll see if Jaguars go a little play action. Try to get Smith out in some space. A little run pass option here.
2nd and 4. Severson in motion. He's blown up initially, but is able to shake the defender and get back to the 1st down. See, who was that almost made that tackle? Yeah, it was Durio, and he was a little upset. He's like, I was there, I blew the play up. But Severson, quick shuffle left, gets out of it.
Oh, and again, nice job there from Severson. The penetration from the Black Raiders, he didn't try to run around it. He just, all right, I'm going to put my head down and either get back to the line of scrimmage or gain some yards, and ends up getting the first down.
Ball at the 43 of Sioux City East. Morgan in the game. Goes out for the pass. They go deep, wide open. Chase Shoddy at the 20, in and out of his hands. Even if he catches it, I think he's out of bounds there at the 20.
Nice play call there. You had the real bunch formation, almost a wishbone look in the backfield, little play action. That's the same play they ran on 4th down to pick up some short yardage. There they go with the play action. Just a little too much. I think he holds on. I think he's got a foot down.
Second and 10. The screen, they get it to Shoddy and no more is the line of scrimmage, all the further he'll go. Whistle on the play because there is a penalty flag back at the 45.
That's way back there where Smith was.
Personal foul. Nothing capture. Number 55 defense. Hands in the face. 15 really ball that first down.
Penalty against Sioux City East on that play.
Oh, a huge penalty there. Jaguars, they had some momentum. The ball gets dropped. Right there, you get the play. That didn't really affect the outcome of it, where they were stalled. They had a 3rd and long, and instead now they keep this drive alive.
1st and 10 going into the mist on this Friday night. Clock now under 7 minutes at 6:45. Ball at the 29-yard line. The give is to Porter. Cuts back up the middle. Still on his feet. Still churning. And gets his way inside the 15-yard line before Carter Reekers the tackle.
Well, we talked about Porter's ability for those yards after contact. And in that first quarter, the contact was happening behind or at the line of scrimmage. Now, the offensive line for the Jaguars opening up some holes. The contact's happening 10 yards downfield. And a big run, big gain there for the Jaguars on 1st down.
Porter gets the call on 1st down. Again, Reekers there. And also Nick Wells, Daylon Tope also there. Pick up a 4 on the play. Ball inside the 10 at the 8. Make it the 9 if you round up. Porter to the right side of Smith. Severson in motion. They go back underneath to Eli Porter. They'll get near the 5. It's going to be a short 3rd down coming for Centennial.
Ty Morgan back in the game here for the Jaguars. And here we see this bunch formation. Again, they went inside handoff last time. They were 4th and short.
The give is to Porter. He's going to go to the outside, put his head down, and get into the end zone. A 4-yard touchdown for Centennial. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead.
Well, you never would have thought that they would be at this point 6 minutes into the game. Sioux City East jumps out to the huge 13-0 lead. But some patience, some adjustments from the Jaguar defense, some patience from that Jaguar offense, some miscues from Sioux City East. And Jaguars now here a chance to take the lead.
Wiener to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Jaguars 14, Raiders 13, 4:58 to play here in Ankeny.
When did strength become an ego thing? Strength is about more than you. It's about grit, work ethic, carrying your own weight, and still rising to new challenges, whether or not they happen during regular business hours. Because even for the strongest, there are no guarantees. But for those who wake up with the streetlights to make sure the world keeps moving, Western makes one promise: more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Kickoff goes to Sioux City East to wave Runick, and he'll return it up across the 20. That drive, 10 plays, 70 yards, 4.5 off the clock, ends in a Porter 2-yard touchdown run. And David, Porter had 49 rushing yards on that last drive alone.
He carried the water for him, and a lot of it, again, he wasn't getting touched till he was 2 or 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. But just a good response there by the Jaguars to take this lead, to get some momentum here if they can get a stop. Again, they'll have the ball to start the second half. Obviously, Sioux City East wants to kind of regain that offensive pace they had on their first drive.
Handoff Sashow. He'll escape Greider for a moment, as well as Jenner Gibson after the play. Penalty flag comes down. Might have been Simon in there as well. Call is targeting. And that is against Centennial. I think they said 90. Is that the number you heard?
I heard 90 or 9.
Okay, so both are on the field, Mitchell Greider or Zach English.
I would assume the way it was played, it probably would have been Zach English as a defensive back coming in.
A little more of a
at the end,
dart-like.
Thank you.
Coach Jerry Pizzetti getting an explanation there from.
Well, now we got. There we go.
And I can see Mike Fontana doesn't like that explanation either. The defensive line coach.
Well, he doesn't like a lot of things.
Well, and you can just see in his body language how he's feeling most of the time. Handoff Sashow, and he is popped right there at the line. Binstock, Talmadge, and also Gibson in there.
It's a big hit there for the Jaguars. It looked like running back for the Black Raiders had a little bit of room, and that hole closed up in a hurry. Halftime of the Valley-Marshalltown game. Valley's up 14-0 in that one.
And is the Ankeny up on Roosevelt still?
Yeah, that's 28-0 here. Still 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
Here it's 14-13. Ritchie's going to run for the sidelines and step out of bounds at about the 45. He just couldn't quite stay in much longer than the 46, so it will be 3rd and short.
And that's the first time there where the Jaguars have broken containment on Ritchie. He's scrambled, but always kind of come up throwing. That time he was able to get a good chunk of yardage on second down, set up 3rd and short.
Wave Runick gets up to the line and he's going to be short. I think he's going to be a yard short.
He's short. Now you've got a big-time decision here. If you're Sioux City East, No hesitation. They're going to get on that ball quickly.
No substitutions can come, and Centennial is going to jump. Little bit of extra excitement from, I think, Colton Kitt is the one who jumped.
And he knew it right away. It wasn't even look like they were trying to draw him offsides. I think he just jumped.
He was so excited. Well, that takes out some of the decision, but give Sioux City East credit. I mean, they got right to the line of scrimmage and wanted to prevent any substitutions and just freeze the defense. First down, play action. Ritchie throws, caught at the 35. 5 black jerseys have to take down one Sioux City East player. That's Preston Dobbs. That penalty might be a little bit of a momentum changer here. There were 4 black jerseys there. Talmadge and English. 3 of the guys were going for the ball. They go back. Live actions. Shashow is going to get taken down by Talmadge, but really the guy who tied him up first was Easton Miller.
Oh, and that last completion by Ritchie was one of his first downfield completions in nearly a quarter. Everything else has been, his completions have been on screen passes.
Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11. Clock at 2:29. Dobbs in motion. Shashow up the gut. Takes a couple of guys with him, but Colton Kitt doesn't go for too long of a ride. Wrestles him down inside the 30. It'll still be 3rd and more than 5, maybe about 6. Clock moving, approaching 2 minutes to go before half. Black Raiders scored 13 points before Centennial ran an offensive play. It's been all Jaguars since. Sasha, right side, tries to get out there. Cannot. Joe Talmadge comes up from the safety spot to make the stop. This is a little harder decision now for East.
And they went out once with the kicker to kick a field goal from this range. I don't think you'll see it again. I think there you saw Sasha just lost his footing a little bit when he tried to make that cut upfield. But a big play here in this game going into the half for both teams.
Going on the wheel route, we'll see. That was a successful early, or the screen. Now it's 3 receivers to the left for Ritchie. And the play clock expires.
I wonder if Sioux City East may have taken that timeout. They had 1 left.
They did?
Yep.
I thought they used... Nobody's objecting to it. I thought they were out. Coming up at halftime, we're going to talk cross country, both boys and girls for Centennial. They had a meet last night in Knoxville. We recorded it before the meet. Learn who the runners are for both the boys and girls teams.
That's good production work when you've got a weather like this. This is cross-country weather.
They've run in some hot conditions. We've been in a lot of those, and there's been a lot of hot. We were running at Newton on Tuesday night, and halfway through the last race, lightning. Ritchie on 4th down. Has time, lobs it up, has a man, knocked away, incomplete, and it'll be a turnover. They were going for Destiny Adams, and Centennial will have 1:04 and 2 timeouts.
It'll be interesting here what the Jaguars decide to do. Their success has been on the ground. Again, you've got a couple timeouts left. You're into the wind. You know you're getting the ball to start the second half. And you've also turned the ball over 3 times so far this game. So you really want to make sure. It'll be interesting what Coach Pizzetti decides to do here. They try to get downfield. Of course, Sioux City East can't stop the clock. They're going to go empty backfield here to start.
They are. I was going to say, are they going to Kirk Ferentz it? No. Smith goes deep, going for Shuddy. Knocked away, incomplete. Great defensive effort there by Dalen Tope.
Well, you gave Shuddy a little bit of a chance to make the play, and again, good play here, avoiding contact.
Shuddy's not going to surprise many teams anymore. They all know number 12, big target, consistent target. He's had a rough couple of weeks here where he is usually drawing the best defender. 2nd and 10. Trying to make a stop on Porter. A couple of Black Raiders dart in there, and the last one who gets the job done is Nick Wells.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an indication of here what the Jaguars are going to do. They took their shot on first down. Probably let this play clock run down. Either snap it one more time with the handoff, or really just take a knee.
Well, and Smith's probably saying, I don't want to take a knee. I already have -3 yards rushing. Porter comes out.
Oh, I thought Smith was coming out. He was running over. Porter limped over there just a little bit.
Langford runs out, and before the snap, the Jaguars have to take a timeout to avoid a 5-yard penalty. Not that it would have mattered. You could have taken that yards, but coaches don't like to take penalties if they don't have to.
But you use the timeout. Now it looks like you use the timeouts the whole time. You left 2 of them out there. You might as well use one. And I would just imagine taking a knee here. So the way that the Jaguars with a couple fumbles.
14-13. Centennial the lead. After being down 13-0 to start the game. Both teams now a little closer in the statistical breakdown. Smith is going to give it to Easton Miller, who just gets positive yards, keeps the clock moving. And that is how the first half is going to end, with a Centennial 1-point advantage. 14-13. A missed extra point is the difference in this contest. We're going to take a break. We will talk cross country. And then we will break down the first half statistics and get you ready for half number 2 here from Ankeny Stadium. It's Centennial 14, Sioux City East, the Black Raiders 13. You're watching high school football. This is CISN.
All love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
When you need to conquer the drifts on your property, get the job done your way. The Western Defender Compact Snowplow. All the professional grade features in just the right size for your mid-sized pickup or SUV. Easy to attach and easy to use. Get the performance to plow like this and finish like this. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the whole difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more Central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car, so to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
Back here on the pregame show here at halftime, and let's talk some cross country. Eric Cogdill and Chad Fickbaum are both joining us, the boys and girls cross country coach. Let's start ladies first. Eric, it's always fun to see Rondi Quas run. What has she done this year to lead this team?
Oh, that's a good question. I just think that Rondi is such a presence on our team that her ability to perform so excellently has just kind of led our girls to want to emulate her. So our number 2 runner, Annika Moorhauser, last spring, she came to me and she goes, I feel so sad about Rondi. She always has to run by herself. My goal is I'm going to get good enough so I can train with Rondi. And she did it. Right now, Rondi's ranked 6th in the state and Annika's ranked 7th. They've both gone under 19 minutes, which is just incredible. So she's kind of inspired from the front, and then, the girls keep following in right behind her. Another good example would be Bella Hodges, who went 4:55 in the 1500 last spring and broke our school freshman record. And so she's ranked 20th in the state. And both of those girls, they are sophomores now. A year ago, they weren't in the top. Well, I think Annika was like 39th and Bella was maybe 55th. I'm not sure completely, but they've made big jumps from just trying to chase Rondi.
Well, and she's been such an important part of your program, both cross country and track on that distance side. You mentioned Bella, you have a couple of other runners how do you build that? I mean, that's always that part of cross country is running together, building a team. Do you talk about it openly, or is it just like Annika, like you said, she had to be inspired to want to keep up?
Well, there's a big piece of that it's both ways. I guess if you go back 2 summers ago when all those girls were freshmen, I really encouraged Rondi to take them under her wing and show them the way. And, I know Rondi today, you're going to run 7 miles and it's probably only appropriate for them to go 4 miles, but can you do your first 4 miles slower with them so you can talk to them and, just get them encouraged and excited about it. And so that there's some intentionality there to get those girls connected and hooked and show them that they do have a future to be some pretty stellar athletes. Beyond that, there is definitely an internal drive. You can have the best kid in the world, but if they don't want to be a runner, they're not going to be a runner.
Guilty at that.
Chad,
you've had those guys in your past. How has that transition gone where you might not have that number 1 that you've had in the past?
Yeah, and that's what Eric's talking about. That's what we're trying to build right now. And AJ's a great leader, and he's had a great season. And can we bridge that gap a little bit? The sophomores put in a nice summer. We're just not quite there. We're a minute 30 back from AJ. I think if we learn how to race, we're a little bit better than that. So yeah, that's the encouragement part. That's exactly what we've been talking about is the older guys. Can we encourage these younger guys? And that's, if you go back to like Cam Cox, that's what it was. They encouraged the whole time, everybody. And it really showed. And, we kind of lost that top end right now. And that's what we're working on and getting better every day. But, we've got a little ways to go to be a little more competitive.
So I see AJ has been your number 1. Brendan Owens, Austin Lundberg, and then another Lundberg, and then you get to Braden Vanderweld. Has that kind of been your consistent 5?
Yeah, yes. And we've had a little bit of respiratory illness, so that's played a little bit of role. But the guys you just mentioned, Parker Lundberg's the second one. Austin's his younger brother, and that's what he wanted to do. Is just he wanted to run with his older brother. So he's really made a big leap forward. And then Corbin Vanderwert was another one that's kind of popped in there. And we've got Gabe Hadley, Jonas Smith. So we've got, it's a little bit different this year where we've got a group of the 3 through 12 or 14 could interchange. And the guys are pretty excited. They've won a couple of JV meets, which we haven't done in the past. And it's a good group. It's just we need to bump up a little bit more.
Got to get, what do you say, Eric? I hear you on the back. Is it get one more place, get two more places? I mean, is that kind of what I hear?
You always just want to get one more whenever possible, of course. So yeah, we challenged our girls in the last race to go get one more because we had a girl drop in the middle of the race when it was pretty hot in Hilliard Valley. And so we were shorthanded and we did need girls to go get one more place. But, you look at those boys and you see such a group of athletes that enjoy racing and they want to get better and they're young. When you've got that depth like Chad has among all those sophomores, when they are juniors and seniors and they get one more year under their belt, that's going to be a group that explodes. And you see those boys that are hitting like 18 flat right now, they're going to be under 17 next year. And he's going to have 6 guys doing that, which is, you want to see that.
Yeah. Coach, your girls, you mentioned the heat. It's been hot. It seems like every darn meet. And all of a sudden we're going to maybe cool off here. What is the weather discussion like? How do you have that? Because there's those sometimes where the heat just comes out of one day. But it just seems like every night you've gone out and run. Well, how do you talk about keeping them healthy in those conditions?
Well, we talk about hydration as a lifestyle. It's not cramming for a test. Hey, it's going to be hot tomorrow, I've got to drink an extra bottle. It's got to be the daily requirement that you are hydrating and doing a little extra with that. If we've got a hot day like we've got today, it's going to be heat index of 99. We talk to the girls about, if you have a respiratory illness right now, because they do, there's kids out there who have the crud. And so you need to slow down. Yeah, I don't care what you normally run on an easy day. You need to go 30, 45 seconds slower. We're going to go shorter distance. We're going to go in the shade. We're going to have water on the route. We just need to just kind of be aware of what heat illness looks like. Get extra sleep, all those things. It's a big lifestyle adjustment to make sure that you can handle heat. And then those things that you're doing to handle heat, they pay off when it's cold too.
It sounds like you and Chad, he couldn't agree anymore there, right?
Absolutely. Everything he said, that's what we talk about. And, we can talk about it and the guys have to embrace it because we'll get a few of them that they come out and they're not hydrated and it shows immediately. But, we do what we can with it.
If I could show you the text from Coach Lindemann on the South Side, I mean, he says I don't know how many hydrate texts I've received through the Remind app. So you use that app and the kids respond to that. So Chad, looking at the boys, let's discuss, roads ahead. I mean, it's Dowling Catholic, it's Sioux City North kind of is coming along quick. Maybe that South Side squad. I mean, how do you talk about that as a group about who you have to kind of go after and maybe get in front of?
Yeah, and that's what Eric talked about with the racing. After the race in Cedar Rapids, the younger guys are like, hey, it's really not about time. It's about racing and beating people. And that's what we're looking at. The teams that we're competitive with, that's who we need to match up with, like the Roosevelts, the Southeast Polks, Ames. If we race well, we're in that ballpark. I think in the years past, we've always had our eye on Ankeny. That was always the mark. And John said that too. He's like, I wish we could just focus on ourselves and other teams. But right now we're just focusing on that tier of competition. And I think if we get healthy, that's what we need to be. So that's what we're focused on and racing, like beating people, getting that next place.
And Eric, I see a lot of orange and black in the front of a lot of meets. Valley's off a couple of really good runners, Ames. Johnston is, making a run. Who else? And how do you have that discussion with your team?
Yeah, so you kind of mentioned a couple of them there. Pleasant Valley, Dubuque Senior, and Dubuque Hempstead are all really good as well. And Roosevelt's kind of a sleeper squad because they've got two excellent front runners, and they just got to develop their next few as well. So that's really kind of like a seven-headed monster with Dubuque Hempstead, the defending state champions, looking really good. But we can't worry about the other teams. We just have to get ourselves better every day. If we get better every day, I feel like we're well positioned to do very well. Our teams historically have gotten a lot stronger through the month of October. And then the state meet day, it's kind of who has a day that goes well for them versus who doesn't. And you have one runner have a hiccup and it's 50 points difference. And last year we finished 10th and we were 41 points out of third. It was a tight year, and I don't expect anything different this year. It's going to be a really tight year, especially, well, even with first place, they didn't run one runner last week, and they almost got upset by the 6th ranked team. So one hiccup, and first through 7th is really up for grabs right now.
All right, I'll come back to you in a minute, Eric, on names. Chad, is there anybody else you want to mention on your squad and just kind of make sure that they get talked about?
You know what we talked about, those are the guys. I think the next tier of senior leaders, like Luke Otterer, he's one that's, as far as like that JV group, Luke and Kyle Melcher, these guys have been around the whole time, and they're really doing a good job of leading that group. August Cowie, it's just a really good group of seniors that setting the tone for getting better every day, like Eric's talked about.
And Eric, now it's your chance to get a couple other names in there that we maybe haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, Julia Flick was one that came to us last year with a negative 1 week of training. She didn't start till the 2nd week, and she found her way into our state lineup, and then she came out for track and she ran this summer, and she's been a really solid number 4. Anya Peck is swimming and cross countrying, and she's been a 2-time state qualifier. She's in our 5-6 spot. Kylie Patterson's a freshman that's doing some volleyball on the side. She's in our 5-6 spot. Tilly Smith is running back for us again. Ran at state a year ago as a sophomore. Tally Pluger is a new one for us. She's a sophomore. Haley Veem, Lauren Reimer, all good kids. The other thing I want to point out is we've got some of the best kids in the building, myself and Chad both. They just released the list of the National Merit semifinalists. There's 16,000 in the entire nation out of 1.5 million kids who took the test. We have 5 of them. I've got 3 on my team: Jenna McLean, Rondi Quas, and Charlie Brink. And Chad, I know you've got Kyle Melcher, and I think there's one more, and I don't remember his name.
I haven't seen the list.
Okay, sorry, put you on the spot.
No, that's all right, but that is awesome, and that is what I love about the cross-country athletes. So, Eric Cogdill, Chad Fickbaum, guys, thank you so much. Good luck the rest of the season, and we'll just keep cheering for you. Go get one more. Go get one more. All right.
There you go.
Our halftime continues right after this. This is high school football on CISN.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
We are so much more
than an energy company.
We are connectors,
community protectors, and clean energy leaders.
We are
job creators,
friends and neighbors,
stewards of your dollars and savings.
Yes, we
are so much more.
We are the energy
behind your everyday,
and we are
obsessively,
relentlessly
at your service.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the car guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WauKeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WauKeeChevy.com.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa...
Back into a wet and damp Friday evening, Sioux City East and Centennial. It is 14-13, but not the way the game started. Centennial up by a point now, David Lane, but it was 13-0. I just had an update with someone to say, well, what the heck happened?
Yeah, well, 3 minutes into it, it looked like Sioux City East was going to run away with this thing, but some good adjustments from the Jaguar defense really slowed down that Black Raider attack. They were methodical then on the offensive side. Got a few benefits from some penalties, and were able to push a couple touchdowns across and make a game out of it.
And let's kind of see how it all unfolded. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, because early on it was all Sioux City East. There's Richie. He was throwing the ball around really well. Bought a little extra time. It was that same play over and over again that was there. This time it was Preston Dobbs with a big play. Well, passing the football was easy for him.
Yeah,
Sorry,
just
David.
his scramble ability off of. You see the rollouts. Receivers were breaking off routes, going downfield. Here you see the pass interference call that allowed that drive to really stay alive. And Sioux City East able to capitalize it again. All this scrambling taking place, and just a great recognition by the receivers. And Jaguars really struggled. And
Kellen Jacobson, the catch there, 2 catches, 55 yards, pretty much all on that first drive. And then the ensuing kickoff, a fumble, special teams.
Yeah, just a short kickoff, unexpected. 2 plays later here, Sioux City East lines up, is able to punch it in to get that big lead early on.
Brady Wawrunik, 5 carries, 17 yards. He also caught 2 catches for 49. Then it was, again, special teams. This time was a punt, and that could have been a whole lot worse for Centennial.
Yeah, well, they missed the extra point on that second touchdown, and then here's some good field position for the Jaguars. But again, they took advantage of it here. You saw a lot of penetration from the Black Raider defensive line. There they kind of used it against them. Got a good early touchdown. And again, defense really stepped up, got a couple 3-and-outs, and allowed that offense to get back out. And you saw Porter, the man for the Jaguars in that first half.
2 catches for 45 yards, 15 carries for 78. He scored both of the touchdowns for Centennial in this game. It's really been a lot of Eli Porter. What do you think they're talking about or talked about in the North? We'll call it building locker room.
Yeah, well, we talked about it in the pregame, taking care of the football, and special teams have got to make sure that the Black Raiders are doing that, capitalizing on some of these mistakes that the Jaguars are making, and limiting their mistakes. That second touchdown, we had a roughing the passer call on a 2nd and 10 play that really kept that drive alive and allowed the Jaguars to score and take the lead.
Sioux City East, 134 passing, 34 yards rushing, a total of 168 rushing, 17 attempts passing. They're 7 of 18, so the percentages has gone way down for the Raiders.
Yeah, and we talked about it right before we got back on air, but 119 yards in the first 2 drives for the Black Raiders. Just 49 yards the final 21 minutes of the first half. Great job, great adjustment there by the Jaguar defense, but also their offense taking care of the ball. Porter really able to gain yards in multiple ways. whether it be receiving, whether it be catching, and really controlling the ball and the time of possession.
David, flip and look at the stats now for Centennial, and you're like, oh, 44 yards passing, 96 yards rushing. How on earth are they leading this game? If you take out Eli Porter, he's 123 of their 140 yards.
Yeah, and they've been fortunate to get some good field position due to some bad punting and bad snaps there for the Black Raiders, as well as going for it on fourth down a couple times and not making it. But again, it's been Porter with those rushing yards, and we've talked about this. It's the yards after contact that have been huge. Early on, he was getting hit in the backfield. Later on, it was 2 or 3 yards past the line of scrimmage before he was even touched.
All right, we'll step away for our final halftime break, and quarter number 3, Centennial 14, Sioux City East 13. This is high school football on CISN.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas.
Short kick again to start the third quarter. This time, Centennial only let it bounce one time before falling on it, not 3 times like before. They'll start with great field position at the 38-yard line. Forget the scoreboard clock. We should just watch what's going on at the field. Jaguars will come out here on offense as we take a look at the replay. Thanks, Justin. And it just bounced. That time, it looks like Cole Greider, or it was that Chase Shutt. He was 18 or 12. I missed which one it was. Oh, it's 11. So it wasn't even that. It was Sean Stewart, the backup quarterback. Sean's getting some action on defense. Love to see Sean a little bit more. He's a very athletic kid. Smith to pass on first down. They go Max Snyder, caught at the 43, and he's wrestled down real quick before much further. Muhammad is there, as is Aiden Boyd.
I like the play call there out of the halftime there. Just a little quick toss to the outside, a little 5-yard out. Again, not letting Sioux City bunch up and attack the run, and so now you keep them off balance.
2nd and 5. Ball on the 43. Porter, handoff, right side. Stops for a moment, loses a yard. He was kind of waiting for something. There was nobody pulling that he was waiting for.
I think he looked like he was trying to make a cutback. Paused and just wasn't able to get, again, we talked about the rain, the wet field, wet conditions. He got spun up a little bit and just couldn't get himself restarted.
Yeah, Riekers and Shasha were there, kind of just great defense. So maybe that's something they talked about in the Sioux City East locker room at half was contain, stay home, because those cutbacks were there in the first half. Already 3rd down for the Jaguars to start the third quarter. Smith, quick 2-step drop throw, blocked away. Snyder, the intended receiver, knocked away. Dalen Tope, incomplete. Punting situation for the Jags.
And Tope got a hand on it. Could have been a little more aggressive and gotten the pick off of it, but the knockdown and a good 3 and out here by the Sioux City East defense. Again, Centennial with the ball to start the half and had the wind with them. Still do, but not able to take advantage of it and put together a drive.
Easton Miller to punt. Topin Wave Runick back for Sioux City East. Easton gets the left foot, low lining kick, bounces at the 28, and it's going to go for a huge Centennial roll inside the 5. It's touched at the 5. And I think if Zach English lets that thing go a little further, it might be a Torrey Taylor 2-yard or better kick.
I couldn't tell there if English maybe thought he was at the goal line when he knocked that ball down instead of letting it roll. But still, good field position here for the Jaguar defense. We'll see what adjustments now the Black Raiders make coming out here. They were throwing the ball, a lot of motion, a lot of scrambling to start the game. But really, to start the second quarter, they really went to that inside run to the short side.
Ritchie inside his own goal line. Gives it to Shashow. Gets up to the 5 and maybe a couple more.
A good first down run. Get themselves out of the shadow there, the goal post.
Zach English, the tackle for the Jags. 2nd and 4. Tempo coming for the Black Raiders. Shashow on the run option. He goes around left side, gets some room before he's upended by Connor Welch near the sticks. I think he's going to be short by about a yard, maybe a half a yard.
Oh, a good job by Preston Dobbs, a wide receiver for the Black Raiders out there. Some good downfield blocking.
Wave Runick into the gut, and I think he's got the first down. He needed to get across the 15, and I think he did. Again, tempo coming for him, the Black Raiders. Two receivers to the left and right for Ritchie. 1st and 10 from the 16. Play clock now at 10. Ritchie to throw the football. Caught in stride. And still on his feet up across the 35-yard line is Kellen Jacobson. He was a big target in the first half. He had 2 catches, 55 yards, picks up his first catch here of the third quarter.
Well, Sioux City East comes out again trying to establish the run, and that sets up the pass. Start the game, they were passing to set up the run. Not much success on the ground. Now they're really trying to chew some clock up, give that defensive line of theirs some rest.
Wave Runick the carry. Limit possessions. Centennial did that in the first quarter against Ankeny and wanted to continue to do that. That's something Ryan Pizzetti talked about last week in the pregame. Kind of new possessions would be maybe more on that run and shoot offense. Sometimes you just end up with more chances to touch the ball. But right now it's ball control from the Black Raiders. Throw out here, caught near side and drilled. Easton Miller delivers the hard hit against Sioux City East, Preston Dobbs.
Yeah, big stick there from Miller after about a 6-yard gain. And this is a Black Raider team coming in averaging just under 40 points a game, only giving up 9. They are run and shoot. They are not necessarily a ball control team, but having to play that way right now.
Ball at the 48, 3rd and 4. Ritchie looks to the left, throws incomplete into traffic, trying to get it to Dobbs. Wearing a defender, Cole Greider, right there on Dobbs' hip pocket, shirt pocket, back shirt pocket, and I think front shirt pocket.
Well, a little pressure in Ritchie's face. You can see a couple pump fakes before he ended up throwing it. Was never really comfortable. We'll see now how this snap goes on the punt. The last time they did, it was a little shaky.
Barral to kick it away, standing at his 30. Porter back deep for the Jags. It's going to bounce, and Porter is going to clear. We've got a little bit of action going on with Talmadge and Dobbs at the 30. Talmadge not afraid to stick his nose in there.
No, he'll rough it up with the best of them, but give the Black Raiders credit. They took over possession on their own 5-yard line. Even though they didn't score, they were really able to flip the field back, and a good punt, a good bounce into the wind forces the Jaguars here to start on their own 15. Again, they've got to see if they can put a little something together to get out of the shadow of their goal post too.
Jaguars 1st and 10. Porter, left side, darts it out. Cuts back, and not much further than the 20, maybe the 18.
Good pursuit from the Black Raiders. Porter tried to cut it back, or tried to get to the outside, had nowhere to go. When he's got turned back in, he had a lot of Black Raider defenders there ready to make a tackle.
Cale Pittenger there for Sioux City East, the senior at 6'2", 250 defensive lineman. Clock moving under 7. Gain of 3 on that play. Porter the lone setback. Out and up coming. Throw down. They have Snyder on the up and just a little too tall. He got a step behind his defender. Tope. It'll be incomplete and 3rd down coming.
Yeah, good ball there. I think the wind just carried that ball a little bit more than Smith anticipated. Good route, good play call here. And now if you're the Black Raiders, see if you can get some penetration, get up the field. But it's been the cutbacks from Porter, from Severson that have really led to some big plays on the ground. You can't over-pursue in this situation either.
Football weather kind of night. Low 50s, a little bit of mist, a lot lighter than it was. And a big 3rd down screen set up. They get it to Porter. Tackle missed, and I think Porter is going to be short of the 25. He needed to get there for the 1st down. I think he's almost 2 yards short.
Yeah, good play call there from the Jaguars. Again, knowing that Black Raiders are going to be aggressive attacking it, but good discipline there by the linebackers for the Black Raiders to really contain Porter.
Wave Runick and Shashow were there for Sioux City East. Jaguars will punt it away for the 2nd time in the half. Miller had a lot of white jerseys in front of him. Gets it away. Taken at the 35. This is Wave Runick. He's on the near side 50. Now 40, 35. Makes a cutback inside the 20. Return there of almost 40 yards on that punt return.
Well, I don't think Runick was going to return it, but it took a huge bounce for the Jaguars right to him. Fielded it and really just able to outrun the coverage there, catch the corner. The good return.
I have it down for 37-yard return.
Yeah, I mean, he basically punted that ball from the, 23-yard line, and now they've got it at the 27.
Might as well have gone for it in that yardage. Ritchie to roll out, throws back across his body, has Shashow caught at the 20, makes a cut to the end zone, and the Black Raiders are going to take the lead. Touchdown, Sioux City East.
Great play call there. The throwback to the near side, the short side. And they just, when the ball was caught, there were just simple math there. There were more Black Raider blockers than there were Jaguar defenders.
Gavin Skoglund was on the Centennial sideline after the play. Not sure we'll be able to see that on the replay. We'll check it during this break. The play is a touchdown. They're going to go for 2 to try to make it, try to get back that point they lost on the last attempt. Ritchie on the untimed down. Play action. Throws, has a man in the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. 2-point conversion good for Jacobson. And the Raiders take a 21-14 lead with 5:41 to play here at Ankeny Stadium.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Not all used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
We started this game thinking we were going to have a good one. Went early Sioux City East, then it's a 1-point game at half. Now Sioux City East 4-0. It's taken a 7-point lead. Short kick taken at the 20 by Max Snyder. First time he's been able to actually touch the football tonight. He's been shut out in the receiving category. Jaguars will start the ball at the 31-yard line. I cut you off, David, before we were going to break there at that 2-point conversion. That was huge.
Well, yeah, just to get back up 7, but it's really the special teams now for the Black Raiders. A bit of an Achilles heel in the first half. Right there, the strong punt return, the strong punt to pin them on the 15, to pin the Jaguars on the 15, and then the good punt return that sets up the touchdown.
Ankeny leads Roosevelt 35-14. Valley has now opened up 35-7 on Marshalltown. Here it's 21-14. Smith throws to Langford, caught at the 30. He's on his feet, has the first down up near the 40-yard line. Pickup of 11 on that first down play. Lawson Langford, huge.
Yeah, Langford there, able to shed the one defender, get to the outside, pick up the first down. Again, throwing on first down, the Jaguars are here to start the second half.
And on cue, the Hollywood movie effects start with the sideways rain. We were not supposed to have much rain here tonight, but just a tiny little cell developed, and we've been in the mist most of the night. I know a few of you are at home drying out after that first half. Hope you're having a good time watching this barn burner. Eli Porter up towards the line of scrimmage. He puts his head down and carries a couple more yards. Penalty flag down. Before we get to that, Blake Hogenkamp, the tackle for East. In the area of holding is where that flag sits. $42 or 22?
They said 42.
So that's Eric Entrenken, the fullback. $5:52 to play here, third quarter. East 21, Centennial 14.
That sets up here now, first and 22 for the Jaguars. Not going in the right direction so far to start this second half.
In motion is Severson. He gets it on the jet sweep, cuts it back up. He's near the 40, escapes another tackle, and gets almost all of those 22 yards back on the first play. Again, David, yards after contact.
Yeah, it's been Severson on that one. Porter most of the game just breaking through the ankle tackles, the arm tackles, strong running, getting downfield, and a huge chunk play there on first down.
19 on that play. And Severson's one of those guys, you just call his number and he's there. He is Mr. Everything. 2nd and 3. Severson in motion. They come back underneath with Porter. He has the first down at midfield. And forward progress will take him to the 5 of where 50 is across mid, which straddles the midway point of the field. They'll move the chains. Fresh set of downs for Centennial.
Well, that time they go with the fake on the outside, on the jet sweep, and the inside handoff. Porter's momentum got him to the 47, and then he got knocked back about 5 yards, but still picks up the first down.
Severson in motion. They come back with Porter. Darts in, then he is not going to be able to go much further. The guy first was Pittenger. He kind of held that play up and then waited for the cavalry to arrive. Nick Wells also there. We are going to have a stoppage on this play. They stopped the clock. I'm looking for the penalty flag. I assume that's why they stopped.
Defense, 5 yards, near the road. Still first down.
That's another huge penalty there. One, Porter stopped in the backfield and able to get a push all the way forward to pick up 5 yards. And I think in that pile, in that little scrum, is where the face mask was called.
Smith on the play gives it to Porter. Porter escapes through one tackle, and he just ran right through Blake Hogenkamp's arms all the way up to the 30. Gain of 9 on the play.
Again, this is where you're just starting to see almost a little bit of fatigue set in for the Black Raider front seven. Jaguars getting a good push, a lot of arm tackles, a lot of ankle tackles that the Jaguar running backs are able to fight through.
Smith on first down, goes Porter. He has an escort down the near sideline, out of bounds just short of the 20. Another huge play, and you're right, I'm beginning to think fatigue is part of this, because now it just looks like almost too easy. 7, 8, 9 yards at a time.
Although Porter came up, I wonder if he landed on the ball. He looked like he was, landing on the ball in his arm. He's going to take a play off here. But all this is doing is keeping Cole Ritchie and that Black Raider offense off the field.
Easton Miller gets the call. Miller drives his feet, and man, he gets popped on his second effort. That time Blake Hogenkamp was there first. Easton Miller on the homecoming court. Tonight he walked across, so was Cole Greider.
Ball spent 17-yard line for the Jaguars. The Jags have entered the guaranteed rate red zone.
And it was a first down on that play. Ball up to the 17. Porter back in. Smith to throw, near side caught Max Snyder. 10, 5 to the pylon and into the end zone. Touchdown, Max Snyder.
Just a little quick out on the short side for the Jaguars. And another broken tackle for the Jaguars. Again, those yards after contact, just able to get through the ankle tackles and the arm tackles, the Black Raider defense. And a nice answer for this Jaguar offense.
Snyder, his first touchdown of the season, comes at 2:29. Wiener's extra point ties it up at 21, 2.5 to play.
Off to college. Oh, rats.
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students. Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Severson's kick is taken at the 3 by Emerson, and he'll barely get back to the 20-yard line. In fact, he's stopped at the 18. For Centennial on the special teams coverage, Dylan Bybee and also Sean Stewart. All right, David Lane, let's go back to that last drive. When you think of what Centennial did, what stood out to you?
Well, again, it's the yards after contact right now. They're running through a lot of tackles there. It was, but also the face mask penalty that Sioux City East committed after they had essentially stopped Porter in the backfield. He fought for some positive yards, got that penalty tacked on. But it'll be interesting here with the Black Raiders. Can they start to get Jacobson and Dobbs back involved? They had a little more success throwing the ball downfield that last drive, the last couple drives, getting away from the run a little bit, see if they air it out.
And they do on first down, and I think it's caught. Preston Dobbs right on cue, all the way up to the 43-yard line. Both Sashow and Wave Runick were out of the game on that play. The back was Rob Emerson. So, yeah, Dobbs here goes up to the top, and Richie just waits and waits. I don't even know if I still would have thrown it right in front of Cole Greider, makes the catch.
Well, and Richie had time. Nobody in his face, was able to get his feet set and get a good throw downfield.
Emerson, the call on first down, gets a couple of positive yards before Brody Taggart makes the tackle.
We'll see if they take a couple more shots here. Try to isolate a receiver.
Wave Runick back into the ball game. 3 receivers to the right for Richie. Hard snap count, play clock at 20. They'll reset, look to the sideline. Snap of the ball. Richie throws near side. Caught again by Dobbs. Shoestring tackle or ankle tackle made by Bo Gerke. Enough, though, for another Black Raider first down.
Yeah, just getting their guys the ball in space. Dobbs, Jacobson, maybe even see Adams here and see if that sets up the run, keeping this Jaguar defense back on their heels.
First down from the 45, underneath Wave Runick, cuts across left side, and he's basically a tackle away from getting another 20 yards there.
Yeah, you're starting to see big chunk plays on first down, make that a second down and more manageable, which puts them in the ability to throw some quick outs, some ins down the field, just to get their receivers the option to catch and then see if they can break a tackle too.
40 seconds to play in the third quarter. This third quarter has been a good one. Both teams have scored a touchdown. Wave Runick again gets positive yards, but Hudson Simon takes him to the turf.
Wave Runick on the carry.
Yeah, Wave Runick there. Not necessarily breaking the tackle, but at least falling forward to pick up a couple more yards. Now, again, you're in 4-down territory here. Once we come back, it looks like from the end of the quarter.
21 all. We have a good one. Tell your friends. Put it up on the big screen. We'll bring the final 12 when we come back.
All used vehicles are created equal.
DeArmond certified used vehicles have a big advantage.
What sets us apart is that all used vehicles receive a 175-point inspection.
Carfax report, 2 oil changes, collision deductible coverage, and wheel dent and windshield repair.
Also, all DeArmond certified come with 2 warranties. A 1-year 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper and a 2-year 100,000-mile powertrain. DeArmond Ford Indianola, DeArmond Automotive Knoxville, DeArmondAuto.com.
Mornings. They can be hectic.
Let's go!
So can your car. So to get a free pickup, drop-off, or delivery, head over to Honest Wrenches. And their loaner vehicles?
No extra charge.
Find your peace of mind with even more wonderful services.
Every vehicle that comes in gets a full visual inspection and a 5-year, 50,000-mile warranty. No extra charge.
Head on over to Honest Wrenches. No extra charge, and it's how service should be.
21 all as we begin quarter number 4. Fans on their feet. And it's a handoff left side. It's going to be close to the first down. I think it's Wave Runick who took it here. No, actually it's Sashow.
Easton Miller making a great play from the outside. Didn't get the tackle, but was able to slow the runner down enough. Keep him short of the first down.
East is going to go for it. They go Sashow, gets his head down, and he gets across the line to go, which was the 35. That'll stop the clock for just a moment. 21 all here in quarter number 4. This is CISN football tonight. Along with David Lane, I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here wherever you may be. 53 degrees. There's no rain on the radar. That's what the radar thinks of this rain, that it's inconsequential. But fans starting to leave. This is a good one. You're finding out who your true football fans are here tonight. 1st and 10. Single back, Richie to throw, has a man, throws it near side. His guy's behind, he's in the end zone, but just on the wrong side of Adams. Grider was there on defense. Adams just couldn't quite go back over his right side to pull it in.
Yeah, he had a step. A good, strong throw. Wind carries it a little bit. I like the aggressiveness there. A little play action on first down.
You know, one thing Coach said this week, he's like, I love the way my quarterback looks downfield. He did that extremely well on that first drive, and he did it right there on that play. 2nd down and 10. Richie to roll out near side. Goes back. Sashow caught. Escapes one tackler. He's got a first down, and he's still on his feet. 20. Cuts back to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Sioux City East. They take the lead back with 11:02 to play.
Oh, on that, they ran the screen. Instead of going with the Vasha going way out wide, he stayed inside a little bit more and was able, again, to break a bunch of tackles. Like there was contact right away. Could have been brought down.
Maybe missed tackle there.
Yeah, missed tackle, but good blocking downfield.
It looked like Eli Porter's touchdown on the reception, all those broken tackles and extra cutbacks. The extra point's good. The lead is back for the Raiders here in Ankeny.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Do you know what the best part about being a dog is? You can hear disaster before it even happens. You know what they say about disaster? Sometimes it can inspire a symphony. An honest day's work deserves an honest day's treat.
No extra charge.
And that is why we choose Honest Wrenches. No extra charge. And it's how service should be.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. Waukee Chevy.
Jacob Burrell kicks it off, taken by Nick Severson inside the 10. He's at the 20, turns on a little burst of speed up near the 30-yard line. Return of 20 yards. They'll call it at the 29. Here's what Sioux City East has done this season. They beat Heelan 35-3, Sioux City North, and they beat up on Lamar's and Sergeant Bluff Luton. Here's the thing, though. Only one of those schools is 5A. Heelan and Sergeant Bluff in 3A. Lamar's 4A. Flag on the play here. Let's get the call.
That'll be a spot foul.
Drake Dittmer whistled there for the block in the back. But both Heelan and Luton are 0-4, and North and Lamar's are 3-1. Their only losses coming to this Raider team. Let's take a look, see if we can see that play. I just think they had the wrong number. Yeah, right there, you caught it.
Tough one, you're engaged in the block, but well, I think with Sioux City East, they had some things to prove coming into this game, and regardless of what happens, I think they've shown that they're going to be a pretty good team, something to build on here the rest of the year. Got a very dynamic offense and a defensive line that at times can really cause some problems.
Good ball. Full start. Number 78, 5-yard penalty.
Jaguars need a good drive here, and they're starting out going in the wrong direction.
It's gone from bad to worse. First the block in the back, now the false start. The Raiders have Waukee Northwest next week, Des Moines East, Roosevelt, followed by Sioux City West. They could run the table if they can win tonight and finish the year 9-0. But they are up now with 10:52, but Centennial's trying to make something happen right now, and on first down, it is not quite the play they had in mind. Handoff goes pretty much nowhere. Wells the tackle there of Porter.
Yeah, just a 1-yard gain here on first down. And Jaguars had the run back off the kickoff out past the 30. A couple penalties now has really put them, inside the 10.
Empty backfield. Shuddy and Porter to the near side, to the right of Smith. And Smith is going to shuck one, throw deep on a junkyard play. Caught by Shuddy at the 40. Oh, my, what a play. Chase Shuddy. Holy cow. He went up out of his element to grab that one. Huge play for the Jaguars.
Well, just a little bit of their own medicine the Black Raiders got there. The scramble. Shuddy goes deep. Mistimed jump there by the defensive back. It looked like Dylan Tope just mistimed it. And great hands. Big play when the Jaguars needed it.
Gain of 47. That's a big one for Chase Shuddy and the Jaguars. Severson in motion. They go back under with Porter. Huge hole. It is off to the races. Eli Porter, 45-yard score, and the Jaguars are an extra point away from tying it back up.
Well, we talked about they got the ball back, went the wrong direction, struggled a little bit on the first down play. Smith almost got sacked when he rolled out, and now 92 yards later, they got a chance to tie this ball game up.
I think somebody took their eyes and jumped where they maybe shouldn't have been, and that'll be talked about in the film room, or maybe even on the way home as they review the tape. Wiener, the extra point is good. We're tied at 28.
Did strength become an ego thing? Strength is about more than you. It's about grit, work ethic, carrying your own weight, and still rising to new challenges, whether or not they happen during regular business hours. Because even for the strongest, there are no guarantees. But for those who wake up with the streetlights to make sure the world keeps moving, Western makes one promise: more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
For 75 years, Holt service trucks have hit the streets of central Iowa to help customers in need. It might be for plumbing, heating, cooling, a water heater, or the usual repairs and maintenance. We've done that with quality work from quality employees who bring passion and personality to the job. That's the Holt difference. It gives me great pride to see how our company has grown from the seeds of success my grandfather planted in 1947. That's why more and more central Iowans are saying, let Holt handle that.
Little happier sideline for the Centennial Jaguars. They are tied back up with Sioux City East at 28 up, 9:39 to play. Severson puts a leg, short kick taken at the 12. Up past the 20 is Rave Runick. He'll get to the 26-yard line. Return of 14 yards. All right, David Lane, what do you think?
Well, what's been so impressive here, you look at the last four possessions. You've had 10 seconds, touchdown. 3 minutes, 12 seconds, 71 yards, touchdown. 3 minutes, 24 seconds, 82 yards, touchdown. A minute 16, 87 yards, touchdown. Just not really necessarily sustained drives. We're just getting up and down here. This turned into a shootout.
Jeff Martens, great work on all the stats all season long. 9.5 to play. 1st and 10 for Sioux City East here. They got a long way to go. And they're fine taking the whole clock if need be. Play clock under 5 now. Play action. Ritchie looking to get it all on one play, and it's intercepted. Picked off. Bo Gerke steps in front of it at the 42. That could be a huge play. Mark that on the tape.
Well, Logan Dolphin had some space. I don't think Ritchie just did not see Bo Gerke, and a great athletic play there on the interception. Turns this game around now. Jaguars taking over in plus territory.
Yeah, he didn't see Gerke at all. Gerke undercut that route. I'm not sure if a deeper pass would have been a better idea. Flip the script. We're back to Centennial offense. 5 seconds went off the clock. 9:32 is what that was.
Another short drive. Time-wise, not the same result we've had, but again, see if Jags have had some success here with some inside option off the fake end around.
They play action. Out and up. Smith throws down the sideline, incomplete. Nick Severson was close, but he was covered by 2 Raiders. Carter Reekers was one of them. The other was Tope. You could make a case. This might be the toughest, closest game these two teams have all year. I'm not discounting Sioux City or Southeast Polk, which is on Centennial's roster. Porter nearly breaks free for a score. Wave Runick, the touchdown-saving tackle at the 40 or the 36-yard line.
Yeah, good effort there by Wave Runick to, again, nobody was in front of Porter to stop him, and just clipped him up. Good effort coming from the other side of the field. Looked like he had a little bit of help.
He did. Who was? I couldn't quite tell who that was. Yes, there was another player.
But here you'll probably see some little pre-snap motion from the Jags.
It's Severson. They go back. Porter. He's tripped up behind the line. He's going to be stopped. Des Grecken.
Decision time here.
And there is a down Jaguar. Oh, boy. That is Porter. And he is pounding the turf. He is in pain. He is down at the 36-yard line. And I'm not sure if we'll get a look on this replay what exactly happened.
There. Got away with.
Porter takes it, and then he is just stopped. Can't tell if that leg was pulled back under, but man, Porter went right for his lower body, and he's going to hobble off now. He is struggling to put any weight on the left leg.
Yeah, you just can't tell if somebody got rolled up on him.
Porter got stronger as he made the walk to the sideline, so I'll take that as a good sign. Here's the thing, though, for Centennial. Easton Miller has been a very good option at that same position. Morgan's had a couple of fumbles, so it'll probably be Easton Miller until Porter, if and when he's able to return. Smith throws. It's too tall for Severson, and that was fourth down, and that is going to be a turnover. Lost in all of that. That was a fourth down play.
Yeah. And right now you've got the Jaguars mood-wise. Their leader has come off the field. Not going to be real sure when he'll come back. And Black Raiders right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see them take a shot downfield on this first play. Try to take advantage of.
First down play is a run up the middle. And that's either, Wave Runick. Hudson Simon, Brody Taggart. The 6'2", 240-pound senior defensive end. Does football and track. He's a 3-year starter. 23 tackles on the season. Ritchie. False play call. Now he gets him set again. Clock under 8. Tied at 28. Ritchie throws, lobs it up, far sideline, and just a little mistimed jump was Dobbs, incomplete. Cole Greider on coverage.
Yeah, they tried to get Dobbs as a taller receiver, give him a play on a jump ball. Again, now you got 3rd and long here for the Black Raiders.
Ball at the 37-yard line. Ritchie rolls out, now flips back direction. He's getting chased. Underhand throws it, incomplete. Penalty flag comes from the near side. That's going to be likely a sideline warning, if not a violation.
Yep.
Because there was no players around.
You can see the signal. So the result of the play stands. You got to figure a punt coming up here. So the Jaguar defense did what they needed to do. I'm sure the Black Raiders would have liked a little bit of a longer possession here, but the intriguing part will be who comes out on the Jaguar offense at the running back position.
Porter's still being worked at midfield on lanes 1 and 2 of the track. Burrell's punt is going to be taken on the run by Nick Severson. He makes a big move initially and then closing in a hurry for Sioux City East on special teams was Keegan Augustine.
That was a big tackle by Augustine. I think if he doesn't make that, Severson's got a chance to break it.
Yeah, I think you could tell on this near side, the fans on the Centennial side, they felt something was big there. Wave Runick was also there, but that was all Augustine. All right, Jags come out with it 1st and 10 from the 37. Again, they'll go with Easton Miller in the backfield. Miller on 1st down, puts his head down, breaks away from Sasha, carries all the way up near midfield. Big gain there to open up this drive. Quick look at the stats here, gain of 11. That makes Centennial now with 339 yards of offense. Sioux City East 319. Just like that, we almost doubled the totals as you get a look at the replay.
It's been a crazy end of third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter from a yardage standpoint. But you see now the Jaguars had success with the fake end around and kind of the inside veer look. Really opened up holes.
Severson on the jet sweep, gets to the outside and maybe a couple before he's shoved out of bounds. Wave Runick there. Good matchup also. Let's see who else. That was Carter Reekers who came up, and Nick Wells is slow to make his way back to the line.
Like Aiden Boyd was there for the Black Raiders to really string that play out. Give Severson some credit for gaining a few yards on that play, but Black Raiders able to contain it.
Porter is moving on the sidelines, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's painless. Miller gets a couple on the handoff to the 45. It'll be 3rd and about 4.5.
Black Raiders got to stay disciplined here. So Jaguars right now would be a good opportunity to try to draw them off sides. At the very least, you might be able to get a little screen play. Just trying to get a 1st down. Of course, Black Raiders here trying to get this stop. They want that ball back. An opportunity to win this game.
6:15 to play. Miller, left side, has the 1st down across the 40. When you need 1 to 2 yards, you call on Easton. They needed 5, and they got them all.
I just put his head down and barreled through again. Yards after contact, falling forward is the big key there. He's hit and just keeps going, picks up an additional 3 or 4 yards, enough for the 1st down.
$5:45 to play. Heavy mist. Cold, damp evening here in late September. Easton Miller jukes in, jukes out, and somehow, I don't know how Houdini did it. He was dead to rights back at the 42, gets up to the 38.
And again, just able to fall forward. Those little yards make a big difference right here.
Quick look at out-of-town games. Johnston has knocked off Waukee tonight 10-6. Valley wins 35-14 over Marshalltown. Ankeny leads Roosevelt 35-18 in the 4th. Here it's tied at 28, 5 minutes to play. Smith to throw, fakes it right, now runs. Trying to keep the defense honest. It'll make it 3rd and 5 at the 35 coming. Dave, I don't know. Did you expect this to be this close of a game?
Well, I expected a good game. I just, at halftime, I didn't think we'd be back and forth like this. Both teams had really defensively figured each other out. but we've seen just some busted plays, some good hard running on both sides, and gotten up there. But we're going to come down here. This, Jaguars are going to probably try to take as much time off this clock as they can. Need to finish with a touchdown.
Snap of the ball. Smith throws. Caught, hit right at the point of catching it as Lawson Langford. Heroic catch. Even better tackle by Brady Sashow. He met him right at the point of contact.
I can't believe he held on to it. That's the more unbelievable part here. Good throw by Smith. Again, just the quick out, big hit, but able to hold on to it. And a huge first down for the Jaguars. They've got an opportunity now. They can run quite a bit of time off of this play clock. They can get it down to almost 2.5 minutes.
Cal Wiener is 2 of 2 for field goals. The long is 27 on the season, which means you need to get to about the 10-yard line. And right now the Jaguars are going to go backwards on a penalty here.
We've seen a number of these false start penalties on the Jaguars. Coach Gerke, the offensive line coach, not going to be too excited about that.
Jaguars in motion, Severson. They go Miller inside to the 30, maybe.
Miller.
Yeah, I think you brought up a good point there. With Porter, you're looking at the explosiveness, the ability to pick up big chunks. Miller, he's more of a short down or short yardage kind of guy. He's going to get you a hard 3 or 4. Doesn't have the breakaway speed that Porter does.
Porter has been up and down on the sideline. I don't know if you've been watching him. Do you think he can come back?
I don't know. He looks too much like you and I trying to walk, and he needs to look a little bit more like a high school kid to come back in.
Smith throws, caught by a wide-open Chase Shuddy inside at the 20, and he gets inside to about the 17. That is close to a first down, and it is a first down.
Huge pass play. Nice little out. Little 10, 12-yard out route. Too much cushion there by the Black Raider cornerback. It looked like that was Wave Runick there.
When in doubt, go the tight end route, right?
And Tope was there as well, too. They've kind of gone after Tope passing-wise here, but a huge first down for the Jaguars. They can run this thing all the way down.
Miller goes through the line inside the 15. And now Sioux City East might think about expending a timeout, and they do. Wave Runick a tackle. Also Hogan Camp.
Yeah, you've got a lot of decisions here to make on both sides. You know, how much confidence do you have in your kicker? You know, are you going to run it here and just settle for the field goal? You know, if the Black Raiders use their timeouts, they're getting the ball back with maybe 1:45 left to go, the length of the field to either get a field goal or to get a touchdown. Or if you're the Jaguars, do you take a chance? Do you put the ball in the air, try to get the first down, and if you don't, you give the Black Raiders another timeout to hang on to.
Next week, Jaguars on the road at Frericks Field in Urbandale. They're the 16th best team according to BC Moore. They were 3-1 going into tonight. The Black Raiders will be playing Waukee Northwest. We will have Ankeny and Valley next week here on CISN from the Ankeny Stadium feed. Right now, it's Centennial and Sioux City East locked at 28. Jet sweep goes. Nick Severson around the left side. He's going to get to the edge, and is he going to get... He is going to be out of bounds. All the way back at the 8. He ran all the way like he was in the end zone.
He turned the corner. Some good lead blocking. But they pick up the first down, so now first and goal from the 7 or 8.
Ooh. All right, first and goal from the.
This is almost now you're trying to decide on the Jaguar, and don't score too early. Don't give Cole Ritchie too much time.
Miller up the gut, meets a black wall, or a black shirt wall from Sioux City East. Big number 75, Des Grecken right there. Timeout on the field. Sioux City East at 150.
All right, so if they get run another play, get a timeout, say a minute 45, they can run that third down play and really bring it down to about a minute 10 left, where you're going to set up a potential go-ahead field goal. Looks like they put a little more time back on the clock, but so some decision time here. Again, it's going to come down to how much trust you've got in your kicker. What'll end up being about a 24-yard field goal if they don't lose any more yards.
Into that big sheet of mist that's falling from south to north, which is where the Jaguars are going. Morgan's back out onto the field next to Miller in the offset. Under center is Smith. Miller up the gut, churning his feet. 2 to the 1. Timeout.
Timeout Sioux City East here on third down. It's almost in a position here. Paul, stay with me. You almost got to let them score.
Well, so I'm thinking about that, but Sioux City East takes a timeout. No matter, matter it's 1:46. Okay, a little bit of the clock on your side, but you're out of timeouts now at this point. So even if you do get the ball, say you let them score, you don't have any way to stop the clock, but you do have a minute, more than a minute and a half.
You'll have a minute 40. If you don't hear, if you stop them, the clock runs out, you get down to a minute, and they got to make a field goal. They still got to make the field goal in wet conditions, and it's not just the kick, it's the snap, it's the hold you've got to be able to make.
Right, yeah, because right now it's better, it's closer than an extra point is. Naked bootleg, Chuck Long against Michigan State. Here you go. Smith, 3 backs behind him. They go. Miller up the gut. He's going to be short of the end zone.
So
Wade Runick stops him.
So they'll get.
And Sashow.
I think if you're the Jaguars here, you run it all the way down. You take a timeout. That's going to leave just about a minute on the clock when they set up. And now, do you go for the field goal? Do you get up there? I mean, you're looking at that ball is about on the 6-inch line. I don't see
Ryan Pizzetti is standing next to Tyler Eason.
Yeah.
They have a dialogue right now.
They're talking about dinner, where they're going to go afterwards.
So, Tyler, you going to do basketball again as an official? Yeah, I think I am. I'll stop right here. 1 minute on the clock. So, while Ryan was watching that clock go down, do you think he'd already made up his mind what to do?
No, I think you're getting a decision right here. You're going to look at the boys as they come over and what you feel. Looking at who looked like they just checked in over there. Binstock checked in.
So Binstock at times.
Are we going heavy?
Well, they're kicking. They're kicking. Wiener's out. Yeah, Greider. The holder is Cole Greider. The snapper. 1 minute. The kick. from 19 yards coming. Wieners kick up, and it is good.
Well, that was the decision now. You got 58 seconds left. You're Sioux City East here. You've got some playmakers. You've got Richie out there who's got a good arm, some taller wide receivers with some speed. You can't be too passive if you're the Jaguars. You know, they say sometimes you play prevent and you prevent yourself from winning.
You heard me use that line this week.
Yeah.
And that's right. And
Yeah.
that's what Ryan even said. Ryan Pizzetti in the pregame said, you know, we gave up a touchdown. It was like, you know, we were in prevent defense. I said, you mean preventing yourself from winning? He says, exactly.
Yep.
So you got to put pressure on Richie, which then leaves you with a mismatch. How good is Richie to find that mismatch from what you've seen tonight?
They've been pretty good, especially Jacobson, just a taller receiver. When they haven't been effective is when the Jaguars have been able to get good push up into Richie's space, not let him get that front foot down and feel like he's throwing off of his back foot.
Nick Severson to tee it up at the 40. He'll put his leg into it. It's going to be taken by Wave Runick at the 5, 10, 15, up to the 28-yard line. Great starting position, Wave Runick there. Return of about 25 yards. 1st and 10, 53 seconds. No timeouts for the Black Raiders.
Well, what the Black Raiders have had success with, one, like you said, no timeouts, so the run is not there. It's been the deep ball on the sideline to Jacobson. It's also, you've had some wheel routes that were successful early, and the screen play. The downside on the screen plays, you've got to get a first down because the clock is not stopping.
Or you have to get out of bounds. Richie with it. Flushed out. Runs to the right. Plays a little field game. Runs down parallel. Waits for a guy to get there, and he does at the 39. Complete.
And out of bounds.
Caught by Preston Dobbs. Enough for a first down. Move the chains. Hold the phones. We're not going anywhere yet. 44 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for the Black Raiders at the 40-yard line. Richie looks Joe Coolish now. Dobbs in motion.
This is where Dobbs has been on the wheel route.
They look to the left. Now throw back to the right. Out of bounds. Just threw it away by Live to Play Another Day. Clock down to 38.
That time, again, Dobbs went in motion. Cut the route off. Richie did not want to make that throw across his body, though.
2nd down and 10. Sioux City East needs to get to the midfield line. Richie. Here comes some heat. Gets away from it to the right side. Throws. Steps out of bounds and just sidearms it Mahomes style. Incomplete. 3rd down. Clock down to 31 seconds.
Well, right here, you're the Black Raiders. They've had Dobbs almost a little hitch and go inside. You can't be afraid right now to throw this ball over the middle, get the first down. You can't just keep running sideline routes. Get up there. There's some space in the middle of the field. Get up and spike it even if you get the first down.
Richie setting up the screen. Incomplete. Thought maybe they were going to at least try to get 5.
Good discipline there. You could see a couple Jaguar defensive ends there take about 3 hard steps up the field, realized there was nobody there, and they stopped and started backpedaling and blew that screen play up. So here we go. 4th down action.
26 seconds. Could be the last play of significance for East. They need to get to midfield. Ball sits at the 40. 3-step drop. Richie with time. Throws high. It is incomplete. And Centennial is going to hold on. The pass intended for a good target, Jacobson, and it's broken up with 21 seconds to play.
Again, you had 3 receivers for the Black Raiders kind of in the same area with those defenders there as well, as we'll see here. Great play.
Easton Miller and Connor Welch.
Yep. Have a day, Easton Miller.
Member of the homecoming court. His mom and dad walked him across. Don't think they saw this coming on how big of an influence he would be.
We're going to get the kneel down here. Again, we talked about it. Sioux City East had to come in and prove themselves. First time out of Sioux City, playing a game, playing a 5A, a tough school and a big physical school. And I think they proved themselves just as worthy to be in that conversation with one of the top 5A teams in the state.
31-28 Centennial holds on in a great high school football game tonight from Ankeny Stadium. The Black Raiders make the trip down I-29 and 80 and just come up 3 short. A 19-yard field goal by Cole Weiner. The difference in this contest, we have some great statistics and a little bit more to get to as the 2 teams shake hands, say their pleasantries, and a good, hard-fought game. Will break it down after this. Our post-game show rolls on in a moment. This is high school football on CISN.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
I'm off to college. Oh, rats!
Hi, Joe the Car Guy with a reminder. Before you send your kids off to school, set up an appointment with Westside Auto. We check everything from tires to belts, fluids, hoses, wipers, and lights. 44 inspection points to help prevent that oh rats moment for your students.
Call us today to set up your appointment. We'll have your kids off to school saying,
For the best, head west.
Westside Auto.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and it's going to be an interesting patio furniture season this year. We have ordered a ton of merchandise, but due to supply chain issues, it's coming in a truckload at a time all summer long. If you want the best patio furniture, check early and check often. If you want to custom order your furniture, get in here as soon as you can to give your furniture the best chance to arrive this summer. Fireplace Superstore, Iowa's best patio furniture selection, just east of I-35 on Douglas Avenue.
We all love a good win, however small or ordinary. Losing track of time, finding yourself with a few extra dollars in your pocket, soaking up the perfect Iowa day. These are the everyday delights and small victories that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the moments that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the corn they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Back here at Ankeny Stadium, David Lane, Paul Yeager. Hard to put a lot into words right now, which is, hard for both of us to do. But this was as good as I really thought this was going to be a close game. I didn't know it would come down to a field goal. I thought it would be close. We really had a great second half.
Well, 3 minutes into the game, we didn't really know what to expect. and things really kind of calmed down after that. 14-13 at halftime. Then a little bit kind of feeling each other out. And then we had that little stretch there at the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, where it was just back and forth, and just a great finish. Some exciting football. Football weather here in the fall has arrived, and you couldn't have asked really for a better game.
The mist was falling strongly in the first quarter and in the fourth. In between, it wasn't as bad, but it was good enough in that third quarter to really light up the scoreboard, at least on statistics. Both of these teams, over 300 yards of offense. For Centennial tonight, 244 rushing, 149 passing. 10 of 18 passing were the Jaguars for 149. Porter was big through the air, but he was even bigger from the ground. Eli Porter, I'm not his brother Trey. I think Coach would like either of them back because the injury is going to be big too.
Yeah, so just some question marks following this game. You enjoy it, but you know your leader out there and the guy that's been carrying the water for you. You just don't know what to expect from him the rest of the way out. But just tremendous effort from Porter. Again, we talked about throughout the game, breaking tackles, taking that first contact, continue to go through it and picking up those extra yards. He was huge there in that second quarter and third quarter for the Jaguars.
25 carries, 159 yards running, 3 catches, 49 yards passing. Porter, clearly your MVP for Centennial. For East tonight, 270 yards passing. They were 14 of 34 for 270. Only could rush the ball for 61 times. Ritchie tonight, really great effort. Spread the ball around, really Dobbs, 6 catches, 2 from Wave Runick, 3 for Emerson. But at the end, they just couldn't find an open guy.
Yeah, and it was, again, the adjustments made by the Jaguar secondary after those first couple drives to really make sure that they were locked on receivers, not a lot of room. They tried to, Sioux City East tried to establish the run at the start of the second quarter, the start of the third quarter. Got a little bit of breathing room, but the screen plays were really the only plays there at the end that were really working for him.
And they were the ones that worked at the beginning as well. But Easton Miller comes in the fourth quarter and really kind of keeps the ball moving forward, and then it's the 19-yard field goal to win it in this contest. Centennial improves to 3-2. First loss of the year for Sioux City East at 4-1. Both teams in action next week. So will we. We'll have Ankeny and Valley here from Ankeny Stadium. Dave, thank you so much. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing it.
You bet. It was a pleasure, and glad we got to be inside.
Inside tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. For all of us here at CISN who made this broadcast possible, thank you and good night.